Welcome to another Nerdy Collective. It's going to be a special night tonight. We got a lot of guests tonight, and we had a special guest as well. Now that I got you. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. And welcome, everybody. Now, without further ado, let me show you what our show is going to be about tonight. We are going to be talking about comics like we always do. I never forget about my favorite hobby, our comic books and my community. So here we go. And let's do a little inspirational thought and see if you guys remember this gentleman, one of my good friends.
I was born ready.
All right, sir. Here we go. Do you have any inspirational thoughts or ideas for the community as a whole? And that doesn't mean the comic book community. Anything.
Absolutely. When other people tell you who you are or what you can do, that's their representation of who you are and what you can do. You are an essential part of this universe. You are an essential part of this world. Your voice is important. Your actions are important. You are important. You are the most important person in the world. And if you have to recognize, don't listen to me. You have to recognize that in yourself, that you are. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do, if you're a housewife, if you're whatever. It doesn't matter what you do. your influence on this world, this reality, is equal to everybody else in this world. And it's an amazing, when you wake up and you realize that your influence is equally as important as everybody else. That's when you start to really live your life. And don't ever let other people tell you what, because that's what or who you are, because that's their interpretation. You get to decide what and who you are and the mark that you want to leave in this world, and make it a positive one.
Wow.
Love it.
What fucking wow, Miro.
And there it is.
Woo! Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, wherever you are in the world. Welcome and congratulations for finding the G spot.
How you doing, buddy? It's been a little bit. I think we're
How
gonna
you
probably
doing?
do these quarterly, like every 3 months or something, when we get all bent out. We're all bent up with all these thoughts in our brains and everything we want to talk about, and just bent just a tiny bit. You know,
absolutely.
dude, thank
Great
you
to
for
be
being here.
Thank you so much for the
I
invite.
really appreciate it. All right, so let's get on with my co-host for tonight. Bam.
What's going on, guys? What's going on? Not much
Buddy.
going on, I don't think.
How you doing, brother?
Not bad, not bad.
Cool. Okay, next.
Step 1, 2, step.
I love you, buddy. That was awesome. That was awesome. Okay, next.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the
Buddy.
Nerdy Collective.
Awesome. How you doing, brother?
I'm great.
Excellent. All right, next. Do this.
Collectible family, what's happening? What's going on with all of you? What's going
Awesome.
on? It's not the 13th, but it could be somewhere.
Awesome, brother. Okay. And without further ado, we have a lady in the house tonight, guys.
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
Bam.
Good evening, gentlemen.
How you doing, love?
I'm doing well. Have
Awesome.
awakened from my slumber.
Have you awakened? We're gonna put you in the center here. There we go. Boom.
Yeah,
Hollywood Squares, almost.
yeah.
I love the intro. I love the movie Weird Science. I love the fact that it's
Sorry.
modern science. It's amazing.
I thought it was totally appropriate for the lady. Totally.
Appreciate it,
How
man.
is everybody?
Doing well.
Great.
Doing well. Great.
Thankful to be alive, man.
Oh man, tell me about it. So we, do this probably once, every 3 months it seems like, and it's just a time to talk about aliens, UFOs, things that are going on in society, all that kind of stuff. Talk what's on the ring, vent a little bit, and just chill. It's called home in the end. All right, no fighting here. Yeah,
That's why I came.
he's on bug problems. Okay, let's get on with some hauls for this week. Hauls for this week. Anybody get some new stuff? I have a little stack. Who would like to go first?
I will. I
Yep.
got something really big this
Of
time.
course you do.
Yeah. I upgraded my 4.5 to 7.0 Vampy 1. So
That's
I'll be hugging. Yep.
Great.
I'll be hugging this all night again.
I'm sure you will.
Wrap it in a blanket. Wrap it in a blanket. Make sure you put some cellophane around it before that. So there's no,
That's what's
be
important. I
careful.
mean, you're very happy. That's excellent. And I love the new shirt, by the way.
Thank you, sir. Oh yeah, and then I got a new shirt from Frazetta Girls from Sarah. So
Excellent.
Badass.
That's really cool, dude. So was
Yeah.
that all you got, or did you get any more?
with a little bit of stuff, not too
Okay.
much.
Who would like to go next? Martin? Oh, Martin's excited. I know. I've been waiting for this.
Mm.
Yes, you got one of those. Yes, I ordered those, dude. I've ordered those. How did you?
I-
order?
Oh, wow. Cool. That's so fun.
That's excellent.
right?
I bought the
Floating-
entire
what-
set.
Floating heads.
No, it's Cabbage Patch Kids.
Cabbage Patch and Mad Balls.
Yeah,
Yeah, floating heads.
Versus Garbage Pail Kids.
Garbage Pail Kids. That's what I
Well,
meant to say.
no,
Did I say
no.
Cabbage Patch?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Patch. The wife said that as well. The wife said Patch as well.
Dude, it's awesome. So did you get the set, or how many did you buy? Oh, you got that one too.
Ashcan.
Is that an ash can? You got the ash can? How did you get that?
Look, it come from Germany. So,
Really?
well, stupid me as always. I like to haggle, and I lost out on one for like £6 delivered
Okay.
because I wanted to pay £4, and
Yeah,
then I just ended up paying like 10
Classic.
for
If you guys
that.
don't know what that is, and I mean, this is classic. We used to buy these cards when we were kids. They come in little wacky packs of gum. They were so much fun. Crazy. Oh, they were crazy. Some of them. Some of them
I
even
remember my
controversial.
cousin having. Having them.
Yeah, I
Um,
bought the entire set.
We'll save the best till last, obviously.
Okie doke. You got it. Oh. Yeah, I'm still waiting for my set. I bought a set of those darn things.
You're not used to me having a load of stuff to show you, say.
Yeah, you're like boom, rocking and rolling. I love it,
Cracking
Martin.
the eat over here, man.
I keep on thinking that I can't put anything on top of. I need to put the backboard back in that other one.
God, Tank
But-
in the house. We have Slab Dragon. Oh my goodness, TJ's in the house, guys. Awesome.
I've not seen many people show the toy. This one.
No.
And last but not least, yes, I'm very excited. Boom.
Yes, congratulations.
That is
Excellent.
so awesome, dude.
Yes, you've
Yeah,
been
good
trying
job.
to get this and trying to get this and trying to get this. Finally,
So all I need now is the 1 in 50 ratio, and
But
it
that's-
will come up at the price I'm willing to pay.
sure.
Isn't that
Okay.
still Ramos art? It's
Yes, it is still Ramos. Yeah,
Yeah.
1 in 25.
Okay.
And
Excellent, Martin. Excellent.
and I got it.
I
Got it for a
love
good,
Ramos.
really good price.
Yeah.
You got it for a decent price. That's excellent. Yes. Yes. I
$4.
know you've been dying. He's been hunting on that book forever. So how many more are left now? You have left out of that run?
I'm
The
not bothered about the virgins and the virgin ones. If they come up, they do.
They
If
come-
not,
they do.
don't say Strange Academy. So I'm not excited, but I just need one more,
Okay, cool.
which is the
Nice.
1 in 50. But that could be that I could get it for my price, or it could be closer to like 600
Got
to
Monty down here.
600 to 1400.
These damn
Excellent.
flies, man. I
Okay.
left the door open.
Then you'll have. So there's just the virgin covers you don't have.
Just the virgin covers I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't say Strange Academy on. So what's
Sure.
the point?
Sure. Big shout out to God Tank,
If
TJ Slab Dragons in the house. Oh my goodness. If you guys want to talk
But
about
if I can
slab,
get them for $10, I will.
if you guys don't know TJ in the community, he will rock your world. This guy has got like 9/8 on Golden Age, Silver Age on up, and they're slab. Beautiful books. His collection is immaculate. He's got books that go way back. He's took a picture of one of his rooms. He can't even put them on the walls. They were stacked this high from here to the floor. Mounds of them.
It sounds like somebody else I know, Mr. White Gloves.
Yeah, no kidding. Ben Compton, what is up, brother? Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Who wants to go next?
I have one book. I just have
One book? You
Yeah.
never have one book.
Really? One book?
Look, because I've put my stuff up or whatever.
All good,
and,
love. All good. You're good.
You know, I just had that stack of like 10 that I showed, but I'm not showing them again because I'm tired. And
all good one.
But I just recently got this Tales
Nice.
to Astonish 88.
Oh,
And you got a nice image of Submariner clocking Atuma. Come on, Miss Kitty, come on.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, something you mentioned, lady, something you mentioned about this book too, and if nobody's really recognized it, why does Submariner need a cape underwater?
cool.
Right.
Or the little wings. Beep.
Yes,
Right.
see that? Look at that.
Yeah.
That's cool though. It's one of those little things you notice. That's awesome.
Yeah, because a cape was definitely not gonna bring the drag down. But this the significance of this book is this is the very time you hear the term Hulk smash.
Hulk?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Very
And if you notice the giant right behind him, he's got a face like the faces on Easter Island.
It does.
Yeah, he does too.
It does. Hey.
Anyways,
that's awesome.
Gene Colan,
Gene
know.
Colan.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Really.
Did a lot of horror books as well.
Yes, yeah. Did the Dracula?
Yep,
Those are-
Dracula. Yep.
Yeah. So,
Excellent.
anyways, that's my homework assignment.
Yeah, Jeff is in the middle of a homework assignment. Are you, Jeff?
Mm-hmm.
What was that, Jeff?
Yep.
I'm gonna put you on the spot now.
I'm still working on it. I'm still, like I said, man,
You're still doing
work's been,
Yep.
work's been a pain in the butt, but I'm still working on it. So
Oh wait, hold on. Shoot back to me. Shoot back to me. There are a couple of things.
awesome.
Yeah. I was like,
Oh.
fantastic. One book. Get the shut up. Get out of here.
Hold on. Let me get you up there. Boom.
Captain America
yeah.
164. We've got the appearance of Nightshade, and she like has
Yeah.
these potions. And
There you go.
yeah, so you've got this Falcon Wolf. So yeah, the Falcon is
Queen of the werewolves. I love
yeah,
it.
so
Love it.
Falcon turns into a werewolf. But it's
He
just
did-
a badass. I love
What
this
issue is that? What issue is that?
issue
164.
164.
164.
Yeah. It's just badass.
He ditched the feathers and went to fur.
Yeah.
And
No,
then-
I mean,
This is
Oh,
a beautiful Neil
classic.
Adams
Yep. Love it.
Amazing Adventures #8. What else can you
Black
say
Bolt.
other than it's stunning? It's
Yep,
just-
it is.
So
Right.
there's that.
Ready to use his voice.
I'm pretty sure I showed this to you, but
Oh, there's that book.
yeah.
Love it.
So
Love it.
Joe Orlando art. I just randomly stumbled upon this, so that was wild.
Beautiful.
I got this from an IG claim, Witching Hour.
Nice.
Yep.
51.
Bring in the prisoner to face what?
The jury. Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
It's
All good.
It's judge and
Awesome.
jury.
Look at the colors though, and everything going on in that book. Oh my goodness.
Just popping.
Yep.
But here's one, G-Man, you'll like. I found this one. It's freaking Werewolf versus Frankenstein.
Yeah. Nice. Love it.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast. Awesome. Look at him. Frankenstein. Frankenstein looks like a punk. Like a punk rocker. That's awesome.
All right. So I was
just a Whitman too. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a Whitman variant, which I thought was pretty wild. So, yep.
Sweet.
All right. Get out.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm sorry. There we go. There. Okay, put you on the spot. Monty, do you want to go next? Or do you want me to go next?
I'll go.
Okay.
I was at an antique store.
You did?
I was at I was at an antique store, and I'm trying to talk this guy out of a spinner rack. Well, he's got a whole rack, old books on it, and he don't want to get rid of the spinner rack because he ain't got no place to put his books. So anyway, I dug through the spinner rack, and he wants more for the golden key than did the superhero. So I picked up a bunch of superhero books. I got this right here.
Oh, sweet.
Very nice.
Still in the box and everything.
Still in the box. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. When was
then
that?
I found this X-Men that is a Toys R Us limited edition.
Oh, do you know what that is?
No.
That was a promotional giveaway, and that's actually the very first time Deadpool ever encounters or crosses over with the X-Men.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding you. I'm for real.
What?
The very first time Deadpool interacts and crosses over with the X-Men. So that's a key for real.
Well, I paid 50 cents for that. So
well, big ballin', this guy.
By the way, Monty,
yes, sir.
That book you just showed, you can give that to the Queen. You're all good.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, the Queen will take that.
That ain't happening. You don't like it, man. That ain't happening.
Yeah,
expect that in the mail. Then I found this was in there. It says Gambit. It's a giant size first issue. This right here.
Oh wow! Yep. You know, who's it? Southern Comic Geek really likes Gambit. That's a little lower print, so they're a little harder to find.
And then I found number 4.
Very cool. Very cool.
These are already in bags. I hadn't even had a chance to put them in Mylars yet.
Oh wow!
Then I found number 2.
And one should be him on the cover.
And of course,
they're all out of order. You're making me OCD.
It's a countdown.
Okay, then I found Rogue number, what is that, number 2? Then I thought, well, he had 2 of them, so I might as well get 2 of them.
Okay.
So then I had Gambit number 3. Sorry about that.
Just messing with my emotions.
All good.
Then these 2 were in there, and I don't know. This is Shine Kid number November, 10-cent book.
Oh, dude, that's cool.
Now that's
really
fun.
cool. Heck, it is. Yeah.
Now I put that in Mylar. I had to put these in
see
Mylar.
that.
And then I've been looking everywhere for these, and very rarely do I find them. But I found a Star Comics 10-cent October. This is a 1950 book.
What?
Yeah. That's a 1950, and this is a 1961.
I was going to say 1961. That's what I thought.
Yeah, this is 1950.
Oh, that's cool.
And I paid 50 cents for it.
Beautiful.
You lucky old dog.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really going to be lucky if he unloads that daggum spinner rack. I'm gonna be going back up there next week, and we're gonna be doing some talking. I
Are you
may
gonna
end
make
up with
him,
a bunch of Golden Key comics that I ain't gonna know what to do with.
Are you going to make him an offer he can't refuse?
Dusty.
I don't want all them damn Golden Key comic books. What the hell am I gonna do with all those? But anyway, that's my haul. Oh, and I got some that's all that behind me.
All right, so I've been having
You got
technical
Spider-Man
issues.
magazine. What is the other one in the corner?
All right, hang on.
Yeah.
I got over here is Ultimate Wolverine with Wolverine and Magneto. Then I got the actual clothed version of Spider-Man Electro in the dual set. Then I got the Astonishing Spider-Man Treasure Edition. It's number 18 with the X-Men, Ghost Rider, and Werewolf by Night and Iron Fist.
Damn.
Then, of course, I picked up the new price guide, and then I picked up the X-Men action figure of Phoenix. And then I picked up a Black Widow that I didn't know I already had a Black Widow, so I got two Black Widows.
You can't have enough redheads. Are you kidding me? Come on.
Yeah. So yeah, it's more action figure collection that I'm working on. So.
Excellent. Deuce?
Yeah. Let me go because I've had some technical issues, so bear with me. So
We are. That's okay, bud. I
Right.
got your back.
I was hanging out with T-Pain.
Yep.
T-Pain gifted me this Ghost Rider number 4
Oh, wow.
because I didn't have it. So I was like, all right, cool. Needed that book. He was also like, cool. You like Matt, the man.
Oh,
Here's a mic-
wow.
Nice.
Here's clean Micronaut tissue.
Heck
with
yeah.
Man Thing, 'cause and then here's one, G-Man, you may already have, but he was like, you love Cthulhu? Okay, cool.
I don't have that one. I do not have that one. That's by Chaos Comics, isn't it?
It's a free comic book day book.
I've seen it. I've just never pulled the trigger on it. It's
He
too
was
cute.
like,
I think
"Hey,
that's
you
it.
have it?" He's hey, cool, it's yours. I was like, sweet, thanks, man.
That's awesome. That's by Dadarsky, isn't it?
I don't think so. This is like old.
I thought it
this
was
is like 2015, maybe.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. Anyway, continue,
But
buddy.
it's a
Sorry.
comic book day. So again, this is more Matty Freeze goodness.
Oh,
Leather.
you get some more from him?
Oh, you bro, I'm always getting stuff from Matty Freeze, bro. So this is the
You
chainsaw.
see him on Fridays. I can't see him on Fridays. That's a leather bound edition.
Leather Freeze, leather bound, Avatar Press.
Gold.
This
Gold. Yeah, very nice.
You don't
Right.
see stuff like that every day.
Nope.
No, you don't. So
Hard to
here's
find.
More Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the punch out. Was never punched out from the grind.
Wow.
Right. So you see the star. That star actually is supposed to be punched out.
Is it really? Wow.
Yes. And then here's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre with the punch out that is punched out
That's interesting cover.
with the grind. Right.
Gotcha.
And again, these are all old. You cannot find these books easily or cheaply.
Yep.
Oh,
They're
there you
both-
go.
Here-
Now you're talking.
Charles book.
Yep. Now you're talking. Look at that book.
Charles
Look how
book.
quirky that looks.
Yeah.
I love it.
Right.
Yeah, I've gotten
Love
some
it.
old school Harvey books from Miss Matty Freeze.
Oh, now you're talking my game right there. Yep.
Chamber of Chills, baby.
Those
Beautiful.
center. There's some
Yeah.
Crypt of Shadows.
Yes. Very nice. I'm gonna
G-Man
start
has-
talking to Matty Freeze. Well, I keep missing that damn auctions. It's on Fridays. If I'm working, I miss them. It sucks.
More Crypt of Shadows.
I mean, claim
He's not
sales.
selling. He's not selling any more horror books till October, and when he does, they're all going to go ape shit crazy prices.
Yeah, of course they will.
Crypt of Shadows,
Dude, that is beautiful.
again.
That is really nice. That one. That's issue 1
You have a number 1, G-Man, don't you?
Yeah. Of that. Yeah. It's a beautiful cover.
Yeah,
Love it.
I know, because
This
got
one's
it from
really
me.
clean.
What's that, baby?
Really clean.
you got your Crypt of Shadows number 1 from me.
That's right.
Secrets
Use
of
it.
Haunted House.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. Yep.
Look at your tentacles.
Yep. I see
Yeah,
that. I'm looking at that.
Tentacles. Here we go. Witching Hour.
Oh, that's early
Oh.
witching hour.
There you go.
Very early hour. Very early.
You're
Yeah.
killing it, buddy.
Early Neil witching hours are just fucking to die for.
Little ghostly tales from Charlton. More tentacles. Imagine that.
Look at
Mhm.
you. Look at you. What issue number is that? What issue number is that one?
Can't read it. Number 106.
106?
106.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Again, here's more ghostly tales. Imagine
Dude.
that.
Yeah, imagine that.
With the
Are you trying to taunt me with a trade? Is that what you want? Is that what you're doing?
I'm not trying to taunt you. I'm just saying, like,
Well, you know
and
you're
I
killing
both-
me right now because we both have the same taste in books. Damn you!
well, and
It's a beautiful
so
haul.
does T-Pain. T-Pain is tasting the same things we are.
Wow.
He's another buddy,
T-Pain likes the weird
So-
just
yeah.
like I do. Just like
Yeah.
man does. Like,
Yeah,
it's
T-Pain's
crazy.
awesome, dude.
We are all three of the same kind. I went and hung out with T-Pain for like 5 hours, 6 hours today. Like,
Oh,
we
did
just-
you?
Yeah, we're in Georgia. Both in Georgia.
Oh, cool. Because it's like, man, if it's weird or like looks campy,
Bumpy? Yeah.
T-Pain
yeah.
wants
He-
it.
Yep.
And so do I. That's exactly
Yep.
the
So
point.
do I.
Like he's like, but you don't have this one? Okay, cool, take it.
So that's
And I'm
a
like,
beautiful
okay,
book.
cool.
Those 15 center Bronze Age DCs are just oof.
That's just the True Believers.
Yep.
This gorgeous Lady Death Gold.
Wow.
Wow. You rocked it. Is this the last auction you're on? Or I mean claim sale?
But no, this is several auctions.
Well, dude, that's beautiful.
This is
That's
me.
a beautiful,
This is me
beautiful
cherry
haul.
picking what I want.
Got it.
Obviously.
This is me cherry picking the stuff that I really, really like and get. And then I've got some classic Night of the Living Dead. This is all Matty Freeze again too.
Nice to see you.
This-
Duct Tape. It's been a while. Thank you for being here, brother.
These are books that you don't see. And again, Matty Freeze is always hooking up, my brother. And again, I always chase stuff that he's got because I know what Matty Freeze is going to put up. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Matty. And I'm like, okay, dude, yes.
All right.
These are all books that I get because he knows what I like and I like what he knows. And just like you too, G-Man. But some of these books, like, I feel like these Night of the Living Dead books you wouldn't really chase.
No, I would not.
But I certainly do because
Yep.
just like the slasher books, you
I'm
really wouldn't chase.
I'm picky about zombie covers. Now that I would have took because it's
That,
just the roses
yeah,
on
that
it.
one you would have taken, yeah, for sure.
The
With
roses
the
for
little
sure.
brain graveyard.
Yep.
But again, like I chase my
Interesting.
horror, and I'm very kind of particular, but I'm also kind of all over the place too, just like you are.
Yeah, I know it's a scroll problem.
And that's crazy cool. OG Romero all day.
Beautiful. Oh yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Love it.
Hands down.
I mean, yeah, you cannot go wrong with that OG Romero. And again, I'm a huge Scooby Doo freak. I love Scooby.
I love that cover.
Like, I grew up with Scooby Doo and Scooby Doo Apocalypse. Like, I mean, come on. Anything Scooby Doo, Elvira, like those are all books that I'm just will absolutely chase all
Very
day, anytime. And again, some of these are variants too, so I'm just like, of course, duh. And that's a Jim Lee cover of Scooby
Yeah.
Apocalypse.
I see that.
So I'm like, okay, I'll take that
Beautiful.
all damn day.
Congratulations, brother. I'm so jealous right now. You just blew it out of the water along with the other people.
Great book,
Okay.
man.
What's that?
You've got so many brilliant, great books that we all chase all the time. Like, it's
Okay,
just,
I'm gonna whip through my haul really quick so we can get to our guests because we're a half hour in.
Can I answer Godsmack right quick?
Go ahead.
Godsmack, it's a Harry Potter one, printed work, they sell them at Walmart, and it's got the little snake, and then you pull the
Now
wand
that
out.
I like. I
Hello,
like
Amora.
with the
So this is
Hello,
what? What?
hello, Mora.
Yeah, it's the Vander. What's his name? Vandermoor. It's his
Voldemort.
wand.
Voldemort.
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 Voldemort. Whatever.
Vanderbilt.
This is Van Halen's wand. This is Eddie's wand. But
That's
anyway, that's what that
awesome.
was.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna get to my haul. I'm
Twist
gonna
and
fly
flip.
through this really quick, guys. So here we go. So my latest haul again for my buddy out in California, Ben. Big thank you. He had another claim sale last week, and I nabbed these up when I got the chance. Beautiful books. Here we go. We got Invaders number 17.
Oh, he's spoiled.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Love book. Look at that book. Oh my goodness, the whip and everything, and yeah, the Nazi symbols in the background. Yeah. Number 1. Yes, I'm very happy.
Oh,
Weird
brother.
Money Tales. There we go.
And you want to talk about books that I get? Shut up.
That's
Shut
why I
up.
waited.
You guys are
Shut
going
up,
back
man.
and forth. here.
Shut
just
up.
wait, just wait.
Oh,
Weird
just
Money
wait. Okay,
Tales,
not even-
number
not even-
22. Here we go. Boom, look at that. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
No, come on. You know I love you. No, I like this. This is multiple copies of this. I'm trying to get the full set of this. Now I know this is the second printing of Journey into Mystery, but this one here was Jack the Ripper. This is better copies. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
an upgrade to my older one, and the other series going from like 1, 2, 3. 1, 3, and 4 is all H.P. Lovecraft stories in those. That's why I
And
want those. Very cool.
That's still a horror book, in my opinion. So yes,
Yes.
you still cleaned up. Yes, you did.
Action Comics DC, because I love my DC as well. 432. Superman getting his butt kicked by airplanes. just dorky looking, but cool.
Not really bad.
What's
You
that?
know, my LCS has I think I want to say it's like Superman 142 or something like that, but it's the very first meeting between like Bizarro and Frankenstein.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
an amazing cover.
There we go. Blue Beetle, of course. Got to have your Blue Beetle. So I've been working on this. Excellent. Defenders, number 78.
Oh, stop. Sure.
And it's a fucking slash out.
Yep.
Brat.
Invaders, number 29.
That's a cool one.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a really cool cover with that. That's crazy with it. Yeah.
Sergeant Fury, 1968. Number
Hey,
55.
the cover art on that Invaders, that's not Steranko, is it?
This is.
It might have been, yeah.
That looks like Stank. That looks like
It is.
Stanko's
It
art.
is Stranko. It is Stranko. You're right.
Yeah, that's
And then this.
amazing.
Look at this. Look at the barbed wire on the face. Just badass. From 1962. So I'm working on that. A newer one, the 52, of course, Dead Man. Love that cover.
Wow.
Nice.
Classic Justice League of America. I love this. Big homage to The Exorcist.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
baby.
Wow.
Okay.
Then I finally got a decent run of the Gargoyles. You guys remember the Gargoyle?
Yes.
Yep.
Number 1.
Oh yeah,
Got
yeah.
all-
That's Bernie Wrightson right there.
Yep. And then I got a newsstand. Then I got direct, number 2.
Yeah, Bernie was killing those books like, I mean, come on.
Number 3.
Yep. Beautiful.
And number 4. Then we got Superman. I just got it because of the dog. It's just the dog. It's the dog every
Yep,
time.
yep.
All right. And then some weird Sensational Hornet. I think these were throw-ins.
Funny thing
Sensational
about
Hornet
it,
number
that's why I used to call my wife ex-wife.
Battle of the Planets. Thundercats.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that book I would chase for sure.
The A-Team, number 2, because I didn't have it.
I pity the fool.
And 3, because I didn't have it,
My theory.
A-Team.
I really
There you
pity the fool.
I didn't have this, Thanos, Avengers.
Wow.
I love the
And
movie
then-
shot ones.
Something really weird I've never heard of. It was by Millennia Comics, the Mummy Archives. I love the cover.
Hmm.
Wow.
Oh, that is rad. That's really cool.
amazing.
So that was my haul for this week. And just so I can throw it out there because I'm putting them on the spot. Did I show you guys this? I showed you this earlier. Does everybody know who this guy is on this cover?
Ah.
Does anybody know who that is in the chat? This is an exclusive.
That's Bueller.
He's also on the Virgin cover. He's also
Bueller.
on the black and white.
I know. One of those Bueller covers just got.
Bueller, stay with me for a week next week. Yes.
Oh, sweet.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
looking so forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I said the same thing.
Like going to summer camp.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I watched some of Bueller's videos. They're amazing.
Yeah, aren't they?
Yeah.
You
really,
see
really
the
good.
ones where he's going across country now. He's doing videos, comic book stores. Yeah, really, really, really cool.
Good fun.
Okay. Who wants to start the conversation for tonight? We all wanted to vent and just get this off our chest of what's going on in the world, or aliens, or whatever you want to talk about. Just put it out there. Who wants to start first?
You want me to get all the alien probing jokes out of my system now? Or
Sure,
later?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Sure.
Do it.
Yeah,
Do
let's do
it.
that.
That's all.
Well, I want to start out by asking what he thinks about the lunar moon base by the United States on the other side of the moon. That we're in cooperation with the aliens, and we have a black project that has a space force, actually a space force up there running around. And we even got somebody with a rag wiping off the solars on Mars. So that way they can keep running for years longer than they're supposed to.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird stuff going on, and I'm always torn with the whole moon thing. I did an interview. I did 3 interviews with a NASA engineer. If anybody saw those ones, because it's good to look at all sides. I mean, it was, why have we never been back to the moon in 50 something years? That's the question I keep asking officially.
Right.
Why have we never been back to the moon in 50 years? And
say the same.
if we do have the technology to go there, why are we not going there? And the response was from the NASA engineers because politics.
Right.
We could have took the shuttle and on the last launch, at least circled the moon, then come back. It's not like they couldn't have done that in the shuttle.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm in two minds about whether we live in a simulation and whether the moon's not real anyway. I mean, I have no idea. These are the questions I keep asking. I mean, I have no idea, none, zero. But I question it because why not? I like to I'd like to keep questioning everything because I don't want to just accept anything as fact.
The ancient tech does talk about the time before the moon. So, I'm sitting here kind of leaning towards the moon was brought in as a satellite to stabilize the Earth and, create the high and low tides so they could start, really in-depth work on the Earth. And that way they could observe us like the watchers.
Can I kind of, Biggie said, can science save us?
Yeah.
Science is only going to be as good as the individuals that use it. And so if you don't go into an endeavor with goodwill and like ethical intentions, then it could destroy us, it could save us. But
Right.
it's up to us as humans. And I have to say, for we're mammals, but primates are among the most violent mammals. And so we war with each other. So, I think science can save us in the sense that we're smart enough to recognize that we have evolved and we've got enough sense of self and agency to say we don't have to make things worse, but things are getting worse. You know, so
However, I will have to interject here. I will have to interject and say, every single solitary thing that humanity touches, we change.
Or we
And by
destroy it.
changing it,
I'd say
by
we destroy
changing it, we mess with the natural order of things. And the
Real
natural
quick, God,
order
can you
is
confirm below, buddy? Sorry.
the natural order is exactly what it is, and we have very little consequence to the natural order, right? I feel like
well,
as much as we think that we can do what we want, and we're the ultimate thing on the planet, we are literally just specks in the wind, Mother Nature.
So it takes a lot of narcissism and selfishness to make the assumption that we have to be the greatest or smartest creatures in the universe, because that's stupid as hell.
We're
Which
not,
we're not
because
No.
we're not
We're not,
even the
because-
only ones out there.
We don't even
Well-
use half our brain.
we got all this science out here, and they still can't get rid of these damn flies.
Seriously,
Yeah.
fleas are a problem. Minor insects on the planet outnumber us billions to one, and we think we are actually consequential to the planet. I have to disagree.
But the thing is that we are, in the sense that
Correct.
I think personally, and I think that there's plenty of data to substantiate this, is that we have accelerated global warming and are the
absolutely.
primary change cause of it.
Well, again,
but like
the largest world population ever on the planet times 98.6 is a global warming problem.
yes,
Period.
we're rabbits. We've basically we're in a situation where there are not enough resources to sustain all of the individuals that exist, and we have to be mindful of this. And so, not to be like crazy or apocalyptic, because like that's all comics are basically, but we have to. I just feel like we act as a society like it's not going to happen. Like we just don't do anything. We've been talking about global warming, and they've been like scientists have brought up global warming since the late 60s, early 70s. That's how long we've known about it. That's half a century. That's half a century, and we've sat on our laurels.
But-
for what? Money?
My opinion about global warming is the only thing that the people on this planet has created in global warming is they've accelerated it by making money at it. Because the Earth goes through many changes. We've got hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold.
Yeah.
Now the government has turned around, and they know how to make money at it. Of course, they're going to promote global warming because they make money at it.
It's another tax.
Yep.
It's another
Well,
excuse
that's
for a
I
tax.
think there is.
The same could be said about war.
Yep.
Yes,
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree 100% about that. They can make money at war, but I don't believe in global warming.
Everything has been politicized and militarized. That's the issue that we face.
Yes.
And
Dwight
in the
D.
70s,
Eisenhower warned against the United States turning into a military-industrial complex.
Yep.
media military industrial complex.
Yeah, we are a military-industrial complex. Don't get it twisted. Do you see the Ukraine war right now? It's because of our toys. That's why we're winning.
Well-
is because of the toys.
Well, it's because of Ukraine is a giant money laundering operation. That's what Ukraine is.
Well, you have to understand this has been going on for years.
Yeah.
We've sold
yeah.
weapons to every single solitary conflict on the planet on both sides for years.
Yeah.
We sold to Iran. We sold to Iraq. We sold to Panama. We sold to the Contras. We've literally switched sides to sell arms to anybody.
The whole thing in
who had a
Nicaragua
conflict.
was crazy.
Like,
But we did not sell arms to Pakistan. We gave them away.
Here's
We
the thing. I
literally
think
sold both sides to everybody. It's big money. War is big business.
Yeah,
It's
what
money.
Biggie said is that, there's answers. There are, but greed gets in the way.
Yeah.
And like,
Politics
man, I've been
and
on a
greed.
huge like Tolkien kick lately, and they're talking, there's like 9 rings for men and 7
Always
for
been the man.
dwarves, and it's like
Yep.
it's because men are the likeliest to be seduced by power.
Sure.
And it's just
But
it's our tragic flaw.
but wealth allegedly is power with people, and that's the problem, because wealth is not really power, but it's the perceived power.
No, wealth is power in our society.
Well,
You
for
will
sure,
get a
but again,
different- you will
The
answer
biggest
to
problem
a-
that we have. Sorry, carry on.
you will answer to a different form of justice and live in a different world based on whether or not you have a certain amount of wealth.
Mm-hmm.
See, wealthy people get wealthy. Wealthy people get wealthy and everything, and then they get bored and they go after power.
Yeah,
that's what drives them on when they got so much money.
Yeah.
Wealth can breed amorality. And when you're
It always
amoral,
has.
which is capitalism is essentially amoral. It's not good or bad. It's just going to continue to grow. And in that sense, if you're not moral, then people get hurt senselessly, which is why I do believe it should be regulated to an extent, because you can't have monopolies and you can't have, like
but there are laws and they're not enforced. That's the issue that we have. It's the biggest problem that the whole world has. The biggest problem, it's everything stems from it, is the creation of money. How money is created through central banking. That's the issue that we all face, because you have a group of people that have the license, literally the license to print money, and they print it at will, and there's nothing backing it. It's all just basic. It's paper. It's nothing. It's worthless. And it's the only worth that we give it is what we give it, our trust in it. It's worthless paper.
The other absolute is that power corrupts. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, so that's the other issue. Like, just like in the Lord of the Rings, like if you give the like they have 3 rings, right? And then which was created and if you go with that, even with that mythology, and I can't wait to see the new
well,
series.
you know what? Talking about that, Deuce, the one cool thing about that too, lady, about Lord of the Rings, I'm happy that you're really getting into it and you're geeking out on it. But the cool side note about Lord of the Rings is if you actually read the entire book, it's actually a history book of all the things that were going on in our Industrial Revolution, everything. Even when you watch the out of story movies, they talk about, when Saruman is raising the Orc army and talking about the Industrial Revolution, he actually mentions it. So it's like all
you
that
can
stuff
see
happening in
parallels of
Yep.
what certain peoples or lands, like you can see, obviously, in the time and context, he was making it to reflect this. I mean,
Yes,
this is a
what
guy
was
that
going on in
survived
the
World
world.
War One.
Yep. Exactly.
And
A lot of people don't.
Even the
And that's why
Saracens,
that
all
story.
the Arabic countries too. Even the Saracens and all the Arabic countries too. Like they were all these things were parallel, which is interesting because it was even done before a lot of these things were coming to actuality. But it was almost like.
Sorry. Good.
But no, you're good. But again, it was all like literally like coming to fruition shortly thereafter.
And the central dogma of Lord of the Rings was that the thirst for power will corrupt absolutely, but like the purity of appreciation of like the smallest things,
gratitude,
the heart, the home, loved ones, friendship, nature, things like that. So, and you could really see his values through that book, or that series, or whatever.
Big time.
Can we go back and just touch on the global warming thing for a second?
Absolutely, Chris. Go ahead.
So look, when I'm probably a bit older than some of you. I've been around since the 70s. When in the 70s, was a lot of reporting about global cooling, that we were going into an ice age. And global warming didn't start until the late 80s, early 90s, I believe. And then in the early 2000s, it changed over to climate change. So the issues that I see, obviously, I talk about this a lot on my channel. I don't believe the way that they discuss climate change in this whole apocalyptic terms. I mean, I'm the first to admit that we need to change how we do things in this world. I did a video about a year and a half ago, I think, about a new technology that's 0-point energy. So that it draws, it's magnetic. It draws energy through magnetism. And that is a working model. It works. It's a US Navy-owned patent that was released by a guy called Paiz, P-A-I-Z, I think. And I discussed that with the NASA engineer who came onto my channel as well. And he said he'd never seen anything like that before. So we have technology to create clean energy, but we don't, because it's political and it's big money. And the oil companies and what have you control our world. They control the energy, so they control the world. So until we can get to a point where our politics is not being openly bribed by these companies, we're not going to change to a cleaner form of energy. And regardless of what we do and how many taxes we pay and all the carbon offsets and all the rest of the nonsense, and carbon dioxide is not a pollutant. It's not a pollutant. It's essential for life on this planet.
There's a lot of people out there that think wind
all
is
the plants on the planet.
But there's
Without carbon dioxide, all the plants on this planet die.
Absolutely.
They feed off carbon dioxide.
But there's carbon monoxide, which if
absolutely,
replaced,
I agree.
yeah.
I agree with you. There's better ways to do things. We don't have to be doing. And when we're talking about electric cars as well. People forget about that you need diesel-powered trucks that dig those minerals out of the ground, and then it's diesel-powered ships that move all that around the earth to make the batteries. And then once the batteries have had their lifespan, then they're just dumped. They can't recycle them. There's nothing they can do with them.
Yeah,
so there's lots of problems with the technology as we currently have it. But the problem is that investment is being stopped into going into those kind of things because it isn't politically expedient. It doesn't benefit the politics straight away. It's a 10 or 20 year lifespan.
What a lot of people don't know is the windmills. After the windmills, I had a nephew that worked on the windmills. Yeah. And the windmills, after the blades come to a point that they have to be replaced, they're not recycled. They're dug and thrown in a hole. Yeah. They're hauled off because it's too expensive to recycle the blades, so they just bury them. And also on your solar power, it takes coal dust to make solar panels. It also, solar don't work at night, so what do you got to have? You got to have a battery bank. You got to have that battery bank. And like you said, those batteries end up getting thrown in a landfill and covered up. Yeah. Also, your windmills, they have grease, lithium grease, and all sorts of stuff that's in the top, and like 55 gallons of oil that lubricate all that. When it runs up there so long and they pump that out, it is toxic. They can't do anything with it. And they said it's running down the inside of the windmills and it's puddling up on the bottom outside the windmills. So don't tell me that having windmills and solar is going to save the environment when it's doing just as much damage as anything else. If you want to go clean, go nuclear.
Yeah, but nuclear has its own issues as well. The nuclear waste. And why do they want to have nuclear power stations?
Shoot it to the sun.
If you want to go clean, go. Man, I'm going to tell you, being from a former California man, you got to be like, if you want to be like really clean, go hydroponic, man. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, man. Like
or hug a tree.
Hydroponic, man.
Oh, dude.
Hydroponics, dude.
Like hydropower, water power is one of our best resources. It's been around since before I was born, like for hundreds of years, right? So
it's been around since
water
beavers.
Yeah, like water beavers and things like that make sense because water literally run down rivers, right? And you have water mills; they create energy, right? And if you do it the right way, that's probably one of the cleanest energy sources we have, right?
And it's also
but again,
a
lot of people, new life because it creates more oxygen in the water, which creates more life, generally downstream.
What were you gonna say, Caroline?
Right. So,
yeah, it generates life based on creating new. Like if you create a dam, right? You're gonna like that's why beavers are so good for the environment, is they create natural dams which end up creating little tributaries which bring in a new sort of little microbiome or biome of life.
Yeah.
And I agree
Because
with
they
like what
introduce.
Do you have
I
any
agree.
questions, Jeff or Martin, for Chris? Something
No,
interesting?
Letty, finish what you were saying.
Not that
Finish what you were
everything's
saying, Lady.
interesting.
Finish what you're saying.
Well, I agree with Chris in saying that it is not the way that our economic system operates right now is around energy that's consumed using fossil fuels. And as long as they are making their profits, they have too much power in terms of political connections to deem it in their best interest to switch to a more natural, but more natural, better for the earth might mean more expensive. And it might mean that they're not going to get that cut of profit. It's going to go to a completely different sector. And that's why there is no incentive to switch, which is sad. But that's another thing that that the greed corrupts everything. Like,
The technology's up there. That's why. I mean, you don't think if this country went green that the politicians wouldn't profit off of the green energy? That's a mistake. They're already profited off of
it's
it.
the lesser of two evils. It's like that somebody's going to profit based off of energy production, but in one we destroy the earth faster than in the other. So it's just like,
Well,
but here we're all talking about some.
Here's my funny point just to put in there, okay? So, Lady Fantastic, Al Gore in Tennessee, right?
He
Al
is a
Gore.
hypocrite. No, I don't want to talk about him, dude.
I know he's a complete. Okay,
I can stop all this.
Al Gore had the highest electrical bill in the entire state of Tennessee for 2 years running, and he was almost damn near never home, right? And he won the Nobel Prize for what? Remind me. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, an Academy Award as well.
For having a cool house?
He's a fucking idiot. And complete
just,
full of shit liar.
Yeah.
Yes, and they all are politicians. Like they really all are.
Yeah.
And the thing is that while that is a great example of hypocrisy, it's not the only example of hypocrisy, and it is not the reason why we have global warming.
Yeah.
Way too many.
The problem is, and this is the issue as I see it.
Robert,
you've got people out there that really want to solve problems.
Get rid of that person in the chat.
I am.
There's people out there.
I can't because I'm not a mod, so I can't get rid of them.
I'll take care of that too. Hold on.
There's people out there who really want to solve problems, you know, and there's people who really dedicate their entire lives to solving problems that we all face, right? But the problem is that you have these people that are put forward, and you know, like they put them forward, like Al Gore, for instance, and he's going to be the savior. Al Gore's nothing. He's a politician. He's speaking, you know, he does what he does. But they're being put forward as professionals. They're being put forward as the face of science.
And that's wrong.
Of course it is.
Al Gore is not the face of science. Politicians are not scientists.
Of course. That's the
and the politicization of science has made this world a worse place.
Now, I agree 100% with that. 100%.
You're not wrong.
That's the issue, because you've got these people that are the face of the science, and they're the ones that are underpinning this whole nonsense, and they're giving science a bad name. Because there are people out there who want to do good things, and there are people out there who want to solve these problems. But you've got these people that have been put forward as the science or the face of science, and they're the ones that are underpinning and they're undercutting the real work of people that want to do some good in the world. That's the issue that we face, this politicization of everything, because it has to be politicized.
It is a cancer to politicize things like science and things like I'm sorry, but this whole vaccine thing, polio vaccine, people were just like, I mean, I know that's controversial, but it's at the same time, like, there's just too much proof that vaccines save lives.
Well, that's a bigger debate, because if I've looked at many books. If you go back in history, most of these diseases were already in decline when they started vaccination programs.
I was told if I got vaccinated, I wouldn't get it, but the president got it twice, and he's been vaccinated.
Right.
We was never told with the vaccine we wouldn't get it. That's what people.
Oh
thought.
yes, we were. Yes, we were.
Yeah,
many
he did.
times.
Yeah,
many times.
Okay. Definition of a vaccine and the definition of an immunization are completely different things.
Well,
exactly.
they've changed the definitions of everything in the past couple of years.
Yes, they have. And the
Recession as
immunization.
well. They've just changed the definition of recession. You know, I mean, it's ridiculous.
Oh, they have.
They did that 2
Just
weeks
changed that
ago.
Like last 6 months, that's changed too. You're not wrong.
But
What
they
I'm
won't
saying
tell you
is-
the definition though. Now they won't tell it to you now.
An immunization prevented you from getting a disease. A vaccine may or may not, like a flu shot, help you or not help you, depending on what strain of what is going on. Because it's exactly that. It's against
Then it should be personal preference if you have it, not demanding and forcing people to have something.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
Now,
the science behind
they're
why a
very
vaccine works, and then your autonomy and right to get it or not get it, those are two separate things. And the thing
I
is,
agree.
I got my education in biochemistry, and I work in a research lab, and it's just like, to me,
Right.
for these random people to be like, oh, it's this, it's like, you were fucking full of shit. It's bullshit. Like,
here's the issue. You've got professionals in your field as well. You've got professionals in your field as well, like Mike Yeadon, who is, he was an ex vice president at Pfizer, comes out and speaks out against these things. So it's not just a random person. You've got Robert Malone, who comes out and speaks against them, and this is one of the key people at the beginning of the mRNA technology. So it's not just random people. That's
big pharma. I work in an academic, in an academic research setting. It's not about money. It's not about politicizing. It's
who
about
funds the lab?
The NIH.
The who?
The NIH.
And where does the NIH get their funding from?
The taxpayers.
Yeah, but
Right.
here's the thing: the NIH has also got contracts.
That's our money.
Where they own patents.
It's our money that funds research.
No, but the NIH also has they own patents for the mRNA technology. They own the patent along with Moderna.
But again, a lot of those big money patents come from who? Taxpayers who've got money, who actually pay into the different Reichs that are the government. Because let's be honest,
and Big Pharma funds it as well. Big Pharma funds a lot of the research.
It's all subsidiated by Big Pharma on the side, because they've got other people that literally are coming into. I mean, let's be honest. Like, in government in this country, if you pay somebody enough money, you'll get whatever you want passed.
Of course.
Yes.
Whether it works or not.
Every country.
Yes.
Every country.
Yep.
I don't care.
Well,
Pick one.
It's a fast
Pick one.
tracking system.
If you inject enough money into the system, you will get whatever you want passed. It will happen.
But
it has happened.
But temporarily, it might not be permanent, because that has happened, cases like that, and then it's been disasters where people die.
Well, yeah, but again, welcome to America.
The issue. We're not
die
talking about it.
from the vaccines too. I mean, it's just it. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no foolproof system. There's no foolproof.
And it's bullshit for people to expect it. Because, it's like you could say that about every single fucking vaccine, but people didn't.
Absolutely.
People were not against vaccines. You know what? All of us go to school. You know what? If the battery of vaccines that we got, I didn't see people shitting their pants and bitching over that. It's no different mechanistically. It's not. And people say, but it took way longer. Oh, the research took a lot longer. That's because we didn't have the technology that we do today. And the government and pharmaceuticals, they were forced to work together, and that caused things to be developed much faster.
Well, apparently it didn't work because people are still getting COVID and they're vaccinated.
I will say this.
There's
Okay,
people that get the flu. Okay, and here's what the studies actually say: is that the vaccine does not necessarily prevent you from getting it. What it does
Correct.
do is it's
Build
statistically
your immunity, apparently.
it significantly reduces the probability of you having to go to the hospital and being hospitalized. And that's the difference between life and death.
Which
that didn't work with my
But
parents.
it can be. I feel like it can be with the percentage of people. But again, it's also about the paranoia that it creates amongst those people to get them to get the vaccines.
And
Who don't
it's like,
necessarily
there's this anti-intellectual wave in America where people don't trust scientists, and it's to their own detriment. And it's just like,
It's not that we don't trust scientists. It's when the government officials push this on us, and they own stock in these companies, and they're getting rich by pushing it. That's the main thing right there.
Right.
If they would have kept their nose out of it and not made where they couldn't invest in it and make millions by pushing this, people probably would have said, well, you know, they're not profiting off of it. There must be something to this. But
And
they're
also-
profiting off of it.
Okay, let me just put it to you this way. V for Vendetta is one of my all-time favorite movies, right?
Yeah.
And one of my all-time favorite comic books, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the paranoia that's created, the things that are created in V for Vendetta, right, are all coming to fruition.
Yeah.
All of these things are not farcical anymore. Alan Moore has literally told the truth from back in the 80s to what's going on now. Right? And again, what I'm saying is this. When government creates enough fear, enough people will follow and fall in line and become sheep. And when all those sheep become what they are, they
you
will
can get them to do
follow
anything.
everything the
You know,
government
if you've
says.
if you've got people looking at facts and saying that's not true, blue's not blue, then you know you can tell them to walk off a ledge.
Well, they've already saying that men can have babies. So
I live outside of Atlanta. I worked with people who work with the CDC, and some of these people are absolutely brilliant, but they can't unzip their pants and pull out their dick and piss. They literally unbutton their vest, pull out their tie, and they piss their pants. It's shocking. It's shocking to me.
Right.
That
Some
is
of these
when
people
left
that I
field.
work with
Okay,
work with
stop.
the CDC,
Stop for a moment.
Literally.
Stop for a moment.
Give a second.
Deuce,
Give a second.
Let Martin and Jeff have a word. Give 1 second. Bud.
Right.
Sorry.
I'll go quick.
Sorry.
We don't need electric to survive. Viruses and bits and bobs, unfortunately, have always been here and will always be here. And it's a horrible thing and controversial thing for me to say, but they naturally will weigh up and they attack the weak, unfortunately. And they've always been here within races, within living things to unfortunately build up a stronger either person or species. But unfortunately, as we create vaccines, we naturally will develop weaker people. And it's a horrible thing to say because we're not the people that could fight off these things would naturally reproduce and then get rid of it that way. I know
You're
it's a horrible
describing
thing to say,
that's a
but
description of herd immunity.
More natural selection.
Yes, that's
It
herd
is.
immunity.
but we like to control. We like to control and everything. Everything has to be controlled. But when do we realise that we don't need electric to survive? We don't need like we are now to survive. We was here before. We didn't need it. But
Do we need gasoline to
unfortunately,
survive? Do we need diesel
No.
to survive?
Jeff, you should have
Oh.
two cents. You work in the medical field as well.
Mm-hmm.
You should have
But-
something to say.
Yeah, and like I said, I caught it. You know what I mean? You guys know I caught it, so and it wasn't no joke. You know what I mean? It's so, but everybody that says it, says it, it ain't real, it ain't this. That's bullshit. And then all of you,
Has it been isolated though? Has it ever been isolated anywhere in the world?
Yes, different strains have been isolated, and you do that by sequencing the different genes. There are a certain amount of segments that are from viruses, and the way that you tell if it's mutated or not is sequence comparison. And because they replicate in a logarithmic fashion, the probability of mutation necessarily goes way up, and that's why you see so much mutation.
And is
If you don't
mutations are
control it.
mutations worse, or are the mutations less worse as in how
both.
it affects you?
But the only ones you're going to find out about are the ones that are worse, because that's the only one that hurts people. You're not going to hear about, oh, this one mutation, it just turned into something harmful, because it's probably never going to get sequenced.
Yeah, but also you've got to look at vaccination and forced mutations as well, because if you've
That
got
makes
a virus,
no sense.
of course it
Vaccination
does.
and forced mutations.
Of course it
I
does,
think
because
what
then
you
you're
mean
forcing a
is
mutation from something
you
that you're
need to look at
vaccinating
the
against.
vaccination against specific strain types and the fact that the virus in real time will mutate. That is a real concern. And that is a concern we're facing right now, is that
And
the
is it a
boosters are
broad-based-
against the alpha strain,
That's
and
right.
that the dominant strain is BA.5. And so you have a reduced efficacy of these boosters. But what we can do is generate new boosters against the new variant, which would necessarily cause a conference of higher immunity against it. Jeff, can you support what I'm saying?
Yeah, pretty much
However-
pretty much that's what's actually going. But the big thing is that profit wise, the company I work for, you know what I mean? We're getting low, like when it happened early, we were getting a lot of tests. You know what I mean? We were overrun with tests. You know what I mean? But that's how. Right now, it's not as bad. It's not as bad, but it's still bad. You know what I mean? It's not good either.
But
Yeah,
why
and
are
the thing
vaccinated
is
people
that-
still testing?
but this
Why
is-
are
this-
vaccinated people still testing? That's the question I have.
Well, here's something I have to say. It's like, you guys are really geeking out about bodily autonomy and like, oh, the government can't tell me, to do this. I'm a second-class citizen now. Fuck the Supreme Court. Fuck any motherfucker.
Oh,
that's
here it
standing
comes.
between me
I was waiting
and
for
my
it.
personal
Illuminating.
choices. And so
Amen.
I don't want to hear it about the vaccine, my body, my choice. And then you turn around and tell women that you're the ones that get to decide what they can and can't do to their bodies. It's bullshit.
Amen.
The reason it was like that is because
There's
the
no
government.
there's no
now listen to me.
justification.
The
There's no
government got
justification.
involved, and people that didn't believe in that were forced to pay for something they didn't believe in. If the government would have stayed out
The
of it
government
to
has
begin
no
with,
right
they
to
had no right getting
legislate
involved.
over my body.
And
the
people
Supreme
that
Court-
don't support that don't have a right to
the
have to pay
Supreme
for that.
Court has
So
no
it goes
right
both
to
ways.
subject me to their religious preferences.
No, but
I am
can
freed
I-
from their religious
And
preferences.
if I don't believe in it, I shouldn't be
Don't
forced to
get
pay
one.
for it.
Don't you get an abortion? And you know what? Planned
shouldn't be-
Parenthood. It is in Planned Parenthood that the funding they get from the United States government cannot be used for abortions. It's
No,
a
So where does
stipulation.
funding from the
money-
United
It's a
States government come
stipulation.
from?
You can look it up.
The
So
money
where
that
does it
Planned
come
Parenthood
from?
gets from the government
It
goes
comes
back
from
to funding
personal
Democrats.
donations. It comes from private donations.
No, it doesn't. It comes from the government.
Yes, it does.
The problem is with
There's-
Planned Parenthood. It
go
was
to the
started by a woman called
websites. Go to the websites.
The
And you know
problem-
what? I've
Planned Parenthood
also
is
received
politicized.
fetal tissue from from some of these places, because it's so awful. Some of these, children in utero have these awful aggressive cancers, and we end up the tissue is precious. You know why? We use that tissue to determine how to prevent these types of cancers. And I just feel like there's so much not true shit because nobody. It's like, I do this. This is what I do, and people say all this crazy bullshit. Man, it's like, get the fuck out of here.
Now,
Yeah,
let me
20% of all
too.
pregnancies. 20% of all pregnancies in the US end in abortion. 20%.
You know what? It's none of your fucking business. It's none of your fucking business.
Well, it's the
I'm not
business
going
of
to
the people
regulate your balls.
No, but
I don't want to regulate your testicles.
Men need to take more responsibility for what they're doing with their body.
But what if men should be punished every time they spill some gametes? Anytime sperm come out, punish them.
I agree. But what the Supreme Court actually said, they didn't stop women getting abortions. What they said was it has to go back to the states.
Don't explain to me. Don't explain to me. They pushed it back to the state.
That's right.
I get it.
Yeah.
And he used his justification. Alito used his justification based on laws from the 1400s. He's a fucking pussy, and he's a religious zealot.
But the federal government shouldn't be. It comes back to rights. The government doesn't give you your rights. The government doesn't give you your rights.
And they can't tell me what the fuck I want to do with my body.
This is the issue. And
I
it's
agree.
The same.
I
It's
agree.
the same. This is the issue that we face. You can't have it one way and not the other. So we had all these.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that's what I'm
exactly
saying.
what I said.
No,
You
I
can't
agree with
say,
you. I agree with you.
So-
I agree with you that men have to take some responsibility for these pregnancies as well. I agree 100%. I agree with you.
I completely agree. And I also say, too, that a government mandate is nothing but basically a terrible wannabe Band-Aid on something that should be handled way better. Because a mandate does nothing. A mandate is nothing. It's literally a government
exercising their control over you.
It's a suggestion that people think is law because they're that stupid.
You know what, George?
And they are that stupid.
Washington mandated his soldiers in Boston to get vaccinated against smallpox. They fucking did it. But now people are like, "Oh, my rights, my freedoms." They want to handle have all these guns. They piss and moan about fucking
now let's
George Washington in a different time in a whole different place. That's a whole different ballgame.
Okay, now I have
is barely a suggestion. If you that's what's funny to me is that like, oh well, the government mandates. Okay, cool. They mandated it. Cool. Congratulations. What's that actually mean? Abso-fucking-lutely nothing. It's a suggestion.
Yeah.
In a suggestion box, it goes into a trash can if you've got half a brain.
Yeah, and it also comes
because the
with
government's
the
not looking out for you. They don't care about you. They don't care about us.
If
they
you
could give a
choose
shit.
not to participate in vaccinations, and if you choose not to do that, then you're also choosing not to reap the benefits of other civic interactions. That means you can't
So
go
what, you should be
to public
excluded from
places.
society?
Well,
Why is that? That's the wrong way to that's the wrong way to look at it. I disagree wholeheartedly.
That's where the problem comes in.
Yeah.
And that's where it's
Because
selfish. Like you're just being fucking selfish if you won't get vaccinated for because it's like, this is not about me. Yeah, I'll get vaccinated because I don't know. I can't look at you and say, oh, this person is immunocompromised. You don't get like a radar that goes off. So
Then they should have vaccinated restaurants and unvaccinated restaurants, and you could choose which restaurant.
So should we have a separate society of people that want to toe the line and people who don't?
I mean,
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Here's my problem. Here we go with the virus, right?
We're gonna stop at the virus right now. We're gonna stop about the virus talk. We got that on the table. I got a question, and this is for my European brothers here. What do you think of all? This is going to be a little heated, so we'll just you take it.
Like it wasn't
European house. My European brothers are in the house, and I want to know what you think of all of the United States gun craziness thing that's been going on. They're limiting our ammunition, they're limiting the kind of guns we get. What do you see in your part of the world about this whole gun control laws and things that are going on? Just give me your viewpoints.
G-Man, you just said it yourself. If you try and get the wording out of yourself to limiting, don't think it as limiting. You still think of it in the positive. You're still able to have, let's say, a handgun and ammunition and everything. But let's say, do you need an automatic weapon that can fire 50 rounds in so many seconds?
Automatic weapons are illegal. Automatic weapons are illegal, so that's off the table already.
Right.
So, but should you be able to go in the UK? I've been brought up with guns, but you can't on the farm and everything. But it's so hard to get. But then it's so easy sometimes still for a farmer to go get a license, and farmers are the number one to commit suicide with a gun.
Okay.
and go postal. But you can't go in the supermarket and go get a gun in the UK. It's restricted shops, and it is restricted, but there's still knife crime. There's still any crime. You can still kill someone with a blunt knife or a hammer. There's always ways around it.
Or a car.
Yeah, or a car. You can go harry-carry and go kill tons more people than a gun. But
yeah,
it's hard. Do you need all the automatic weapons, or do you have it in a bit more controlled way still to enjoy it? That's what I think. You can still have these things and enjoy them in controlled situations. But I know everyone with my American friends still like to have the things that I've never done anything wrong and don't want to be limited.
Right. Just curious, because I always hear a different point of view, outside of the United States. Because I mean, everything is going crazy over here right now.
Have you seen Sweden and the policy that like the Swedish people have? So it's like they have tons of guns there, but they're highly regulated, and so you have to check in and check out whenever you're getting ammunition, and you have to register with the government if you have certain weapons. And someone's like, well, why do you have to do all this? He's like, look, this is a machine that can kill people, and if you can't follow basic rules, then you don't deserve to have a gun.
Right.
Well,
frankly,
sorry,
look,
carry on.
The Second Amendment has been perverse. It's been twisted and perverted, because what the Second Amendment originally means, and there are former Supreme Court justices that will say this, and they'll talk about how it's been perverted. All it ever meant was that if your state is going to have its own forces, then those individuals deserve to have arms. They deserve to have arms. And that needs to be well regulated. What it never ever meant was every person in America needs a gun.
Well, the way I see it, right? Sorry, carry on, Juice. You go.
No, Juice. Everybody.
That's not what the Second Amendment says.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. I know. But again, Chris, go ahead.
Chris, go ahead. It shall not be infringed on, period. Means that, no, we can't have act of war. We can't have nuclear bombs.
It's like you throw out the well-regulated militia. That is what that shall not be infringed upon. That's the whole context.
It doesn't say anything about the militia in the Second Amendment.
It's just that nobody respects and listens to it anymore. Because
there was a private army that was got together in Texas and went to Cuba, and they were given military weapons and everything to fight the Spanish-American War. And the reason they were able to get those weapons is because of the Second Amendment. It was a private army, and it was led by Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the Rough Riders.
I don't know what that has to do with the price of tea in China.
Well,
it has a lot to do because they were private citizens, and they had weapons that the Second Amendment told them they could have, and they could go over there and fight in the Spanish-American War.
Because they were a well-regulated militia. They weren't Joe's six-pack.
They were anybody that volunteered. It was all a volunteer.
Can I throw something in here from a
go ahead.
Please, Chris. Yes, please.
Right. So from an outside perspective, I'm from Australia. Guns were banned in Australia when I was a kid because there was a mass shooting in Tasmania. There was a guy who had a fully automatic weapon that were illegal anyway, so it wasn't legally owned. So they were banned in Australia many, many years ago. In the meantime, the police force in Australia has become militarized. The weapons that the police force has is incredible. And you saw during the lockdowns in Australia how they were being used against the citizens. Now, from an outside perspective,
same is true with our police. Of course it is. They're getting more and more militarized.
Absolutely. Yeah. So from an outside perspective of what's happening in the US is unique in that they fought against an oppressive force within their own country that were being overarching and taking too much from them in taxes, being the English royalty. That because America was a colony, they were demanding more taxes than the people were willing to pay. So because those people had weapons, they could stand against this oppressive government that was being oppressive and
tyranny.
Yeah, exactly. They were standing against tyranny. Now, while I'm not a gun person, you know, I've shot many guns. You know, I won't talk about gun ownership because where we live out in the country. But the thing is that, like anything, guns can be used for good and they can be used for bad. Now, if you have bad people, they generally don't obey gun laws anyway. You can I can make 3 phone calls and have an illegal gun delivered to me in about 10 minutes. Wouldn't be a problem. You can get guns if you want guns. It's the same as drugs. So the issue that we have is that when you have one portion of the population is allowed to have guns, namely the government and the police, so they can be tyrannical against the people, and you can't have the people defending themselves. Like we've seen many times,
your right to own a gun doesn't usurp my right to fucking live.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Your Second Amendment if you're going to try to kill me.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. The people that are killing other people are not legal gun owners. They're people who own illegal guns that you can get anyway. So the people who go out.
That's not true. The last few shooters all got their guns legally.
Yeah, but how did an unemployed kid get $10,000 worth of guns? Can you tell me that?
Right. That's a great question. In America, you can apparently do that.
Yeah, but where did this whole Uvalde thing? It showed a lot of things that are completely wrong with this whole gun debate. Then why do the police officers stand outside an unlocked classroom for over an hour when their job is to go and save? The job is to go and save children. Right. They stood outside with shields and with armor, with everything and weapons, and they stood outside for an hour. Why is that? Why did they stand there?
Who kills people? A pitchfork does not kill somebody.
No,
a gun does not kill somebody. A shovel does not kill somebody. A whip does not kill somebody. A knife does not kill somebody. A person kills another person.
Yeah.
Right? It's a weapon. It's an instrument that is done by someone else who is a person. A rope does not kill someone. Right?
Guns are
again,
weapons of
a
war.
bog. Again,
Roads
don't
and
get me
forks
started.
are not made to
can,
kill.
Yes, you can say that all day. Guns are weapons. Guns kill people. Knives kill people. People kill people. Again, since caveman times, in ancient times, we would strangle each other with our own hands to do what we wanted to do because we're people. Yeah. Guns, knives, ropes, instrument. You're right. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right. But people kill people. Yeah. It has nothing to do with the instrument. Nothing to do with it.
Murder has gone on. No, we're kind of getting off subject. Hang on. Just wait. We're going down the whole. I asked the gentleman from over in Europe, Chris and Martin, because they live over there, what they see going on with our government, all the laws and all that. Not get into a debate of owning a gun, not owning a gun, what they're seeing differently over there. So we're kind of going off subject. Sorry, guys. I'm going to stop that right now. Because I got
from an outside perspective. I mean,
yep.
You know,
because they got different laws over there, people. That's all I'm saying.
We see from the outside is what the media show us, and what the media shows us is hyperbole. It's lunacy. The media is the enemy of the people. Full stop. They are, because they report things that are going to incense people. It's all about creating division, divide and conquer. It's the oldest trick in the book. The media, industrial, military complex.
Do you know who says
what is your murder rate? Okay, here's the baseline. What's the murder rate in the UK today?
No, don't know.
I mean, if you look it up.
The gun murder rate. The murder rate with firearms. You can't just say the murder rate.
Yeah.
No. The murder rate. The murder rate.
Come on, Deuce.
Hey, look, guys. Look, I gotta go because this doesn't make me feel good, and I don't feel like I can add to this in a productive way. So I just want to go and watch Lord of the Rings.
Don't blame you,
lady. Thank you.
So, you guys take care, and boom, boom,
Lady,
bang,
I love
bang.
you. I'm not going to be a douchebag, but what I'm saying is, if you die by a sword, or you die by a firearm, or you die by a dagger, death is still death.
Yeah.
And the murder rates in most countries, regardless of the firearm rates in their countries, are relatively the same. Sometimes they're higher in countries that don't have firearms.
Look at Canada's got more weapons per capita than any other country in the world, and they've got a lower murder rate by gun than any other capita than any other country in the world.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But it's not the weapon. It isn't the weapon. But
not about the weapon. It's about the murder rate. It's about people kill people because people.
It's about who you're giving a weapon to.
Good. It's not good. It is what it is, right? And we're not good necessarily as a race, right? As a human race.
Why is America in particular pulling itself apart right now? Because there's so much division amongst people. Because but the media is driving all this. The media and politics is driving everything, because all they're doing is creating division between black and white, men and women, gay and straight. Everything is about division. It's all about division. And if you have that division, of course, people are going to turn on each other, and that results in arguments, and then it results in fights, and then it results in war and death. This is the problem.
You were absolutely perfectly correct. Perfectly correct. You are.
Now we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop there. Let's talk about something. You had a couple things, Monty, and I think you did too, Martin. Jeff, do you have anything you want to put your 2 cents in?
Not really. Not really.
Sorry, G-Man. I was not trying to take this to like a level where like people were like
stuff. All good, brother. You know that. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Just getting a little heated, and
Chris,
I think people are understanding slowly here what we're trying to get on the conversation. So
I'm
not getting
trying
upset.
to Chris.
Yeah, Martin.
Right. You mentioned ages ago, and I do listen, and I do take some things in. You mentioned, do you wish a bit in the back of your head that you had actually gone to that higher education, that your parents had actually sent you to that school of the extra smart? Do you? Is there? Well, there will be a little bit in you naturally that probably wishes, well, what would have happened if I'd done that, gone that direction?
Absolutely, it is. I've questioned that multiple times. I've questioned about where would I be, what would I be doing, and the influence that would have had on me. I question it all the time. I don't.
Thank you.
I question myself all the time. Am I looking at the right things? Am I looking at things the right way? I question everything. And would I have been a different person had I gone into university?
Yeah, you would have done, wouldn't you?
Of course I would. So I would have been a different person completely. But I as I say on my channel all the time, I don't have the answers. I question everything. I question reality. I don't. Nothing's off the table for me. Is the Earth round? Is it flat? I don't rest at anything, because I'm willing to question everything. My own reality, my own morality, everything about what I say and what I do. I'm willing to question. Nothing's open to. Nothing's off the table for me. And I don't like the whole. People saying, well, we know all the answers now, because we don't know the answers. That's the problem. And it's as soon as we turn around and say we have all the answers now, the science is settled, that's where we have problems,
Okay, so
Chris, I completely agree. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So Chris, what are you heavily getting into at the moment? What's gotten your peak of interest of things that are going on in our world? Tell the community about that.
I follow very, very closely politics and the financial system across the world. I am tracking, and have been for about 3 or 4 years, the demise of our current financial system across the world that's based on central banking. I have what I see is there's a shift in. The biggest problem that should concern all you guys in America is the shift in the financial system, being that the world reserve currency currently is the American dollar. Barbarian Kung Fu, yes, absolutely. I'll come back to that in just a second, because it is that's my subject. I love it. The Matrix,
perfect.
But the thing that should concern everyone in America is that America has currently the US dollar as the world reserve currency. Now that hegemony is being challenged by the likes of Russia and China and the Middle East as well. So as we currently see the system that we have is being replaced and it's being moved east. Russia has backed their currency by gold. China's doing the same. Saudi Arabia is now moving over towards China and Russia. So you have the BRICS nations, BRICS being Brazil, India, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, and Iran and all the Middle East is moving over towards that system, to the BRICS system. So I think that's the thing I'm tracking most is the financial collapse. I mean, there's a lot of things happening in China. What's happening in Ukraine and Russia obviously is affecting the financial system a little. That's the biggest thing I'm tracking, and I see sort of coming later this year. I think we're going to see some event that is going to spark a collapse of markets and that the financial system as we know it. That's what I closely track every day.
Oh yeah, of course.
Now, as far as the reality thing and watching a movie, golly, all right. So I know this isn't a popular thing. I can't say the letter of the alphabet because otherwise you'll be taken off YouTube. Right. So I'll say the 17th letter of the alphabet. If you know what that is, count it up. I read those as well because I read everything. Those posts, many times mentioned in those posts were you are watching a movie. And I've spoken many times about this reality being a simulation.
Where they take something out and added something to it and changed it totally after we watched it one time?
Well, there's a thing called, for those of you who know about it, there's a thing called the Mandela effect.
Yep.
So if you have a look back in your history, there's certain events, and pop culture is the thing that makes these events stand out, which is why I talk about pop culture, and obviously what you guys talking about with comics and things like that.
Yep. Pop
culture is where these anomalies show up. So in movies, in comic books, in the pop culture generally, cartoons, and one of the biggest ones, the first one that I noticed was. Is it Sleeping Beauty?
Sleeping Beauty?
No, it's not Sleeping Beauty. It's Snow White.
Snow White. Yep.
Snow White. Now, what does the witch say to the mirror?
Yeah. What does she say, guys? What does she say? Come on, guys.
Tell me I'm pretty, or I'm going to throw a rock at you.
What does the witch say to the mirror? Come on, tell me the
Mirror,
first thing.
mirror on the wall.
In the land.
What is it? What does it say? Say it off the top of your mind.
She says magic mirror on the wall.
She does now, but she didn't use
now.
It's mirror, mirror on the wall. I'm trying to remember the rest of it.
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Who's the fairest of them all?
Yeah,
who's the fairest of them all? Yeah,
that's what it used to be. Mirror, mirror. When we were children, mirror, mirror on the wall. Who was the fairest of them all? But it's not.
Yeah,
now.
that's what. Yeah.
And I've got the original DVD. I've got the original VHS tape. And when I was talking with the guy from NASA, he went and checked his VHS tape as well. Yep. He's in the US, and he checked it, and he knows that it's Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, but he went and watched the original VHS tape. There's even a Hollywood movie called Mirror, Mirror, which is about fairy tales and things like that, and that's about Snow White. But now all those movies say magic mirror on the wall. None of them say mirror, mirror.
Right.
So that's one of those anomalies in our pop culture that shows up. And there's lots of theories about it, what it is, and how it came to be. And there's another theory about CERN starting up.
It's time travel. That's what it is.
Well, I think we're just switching timelines to different realities, different dimensional realities. So, who knows? Who knows?
Wow.
I noticed that it isn't mirror, mirror on the wall.
Yeah.
Because obviously you stood in front of that mirror, and when you stand in front of a mirror, you don't automatically look at yourself and go, "Oh, I look good" or whatever. You consider, and that's why you have a consideration. So that's why it goes mirror, mirror. You're thinking, what am I thinking as I look into this mirror? So mirror, mirror on the wall. That's why in my head it repeats itself.
Yeah.
No, I look in the mirror and I say, "Damn, I look good."
Because you do.
The first thing when you go to the mirror is you get a reflection. You don't go, "I look good." There's a pause. There's a natural pause. You stand in front of it, and then you think what you think.
Yeah.
I'm fat.
But
Hey, lose some of his gut.
you are not fat. You are not fat. I'm gonna just say that.
I stand in front of that mirror and I give it distinguished looks, and that mirror smiles back.
Okay, real quick
Now-
shout out to the chat, and I just want to say, for all the people that just come in or come in a little late, check on the rewind what this show is about. This is our quarterly meeting, I guess we're going to call this. This is the time where we can get things off our chest and things that are going on in the society. So I apologize. Yes, we do like. We're very excited for. I was trying to get to Batman's thing, where was it? It was about Secret Wars. Very excited. Absolutely. So that's going to be awesome. So big shout out to you, Batman. Sorry about that. Anyway, as we're continuing, gentlemen. So something I want to ask Chris. So for new timers out here, Chris, I'm going to put you up on the big screen.
All right.
Tell the public what you're about and what you're trying to do to help people in general. Tell people the kind of things that you're doing, especially on your channel, and what you're trying to, the message you are conveying. Because I know what you're conveying. I've been following you now for 2 years, and you and I are good friends. Please just tell the public.
Well, look, I started the channel because I don't like being told what to think and how to think. I like to make decisions for myself and look at different information to decide what works for me. Now, I know that people don't agree with everything I say, and you don't have to. This is the issue that we have in our society, that we're told that we all have to toe the same line. We all have to be the Borg. Resistance is futile. We all have to think the same way, while simultaneously being told diversity is our strength, and diversity in thinking, and diversity in our cultures, and diversity in our, how we run our lives. So my channel is all about questioning the narrative, questioning everything, because I don't want to accept anything as being true. Because, as we've seen, we're told that, okay, we have the answer to this, but then, 6 months down the line, I mean, I remember when I was a kid that we were told that broccoli was a carcinogen, that it caused cancer. And then we're told, no, actually it stops cancer. So the world is all over the place, and we're told how to think. And I don't like being told what to think and how to think. So I challenge everything. So I'm willing to discuss any subject. I'm willing to propose different perceptions of that, because our perceptions all feed into this reality. And if we can't all take part in it, if some of us are being excluded for our decisions, then that's not a society that we should all be part of. It's not healthy, and it's not, we should be able to question, we should be able to have these kind of discussions, even if we disagree with each other, because as soon as you exclude someone from a conversation, let's just say it is someone who does terrible things to children. I don't want to say the word.
Right.
It starts with a P and ends with an edophile. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I don't agree with it. I firmly oppose it, but we need to have those discussions in our society, because as soon as you exclude someone's voice, then they're going to go and act on it. So someone who might be a white supremacist, for instance, we still have to listen to them, because you're not going to change somebody's mind by beating them over the head. You have to be able to have a discussion and be able to discuss ideas, and that moves our society forward. Because if you can't have discussions and move our society forward, then what are we going to do? We're just constantly going to be at war with each other, and it doesn't help any of us. That's what I try and do with my channel, is just open a different line of ideas and a way of different perception, a different way of looking at things, right or wrong.
Right.
It's up to you to decide how you
look
think
at the
about
picture
it.
behind him, guys. If you're not paying attention, which one would you pick? The red pill or the blue? I love it.
It's but that's the thing, is we have to be able to have discussions. We have to be able to disagree with each other and still be able to move forward, because it's we can't all agree on the same things, because we all come at it from a different perspective. I'll give you a short story if I can.
Yeah,
Here in the UK, there's a guy called Tommy Robinson. I know most people have heard of Tommy Robinson. Now, Tommy Robinson grew up in an area where there's where he complained about gangs of Pakistani men who were taking girls and giving them drugs and alcohol and putting them into prostitution.
Okay, so he grew up seeing that. Now, he started a party here called the EDL, English Defence League, which became sort of white supremacy. It's, he left that group. So he campaigned and tried to do everything he could to make people aware, the police and of what was going on in the area, the CPS and all that kind of people. And all that came out of it, all the media focused on was this white supremacy group that was the EDL. Right, so he's been labelled a racist, Islamophobe, you name it. He's had all of it. Now, from his perspective, seeing what he's seen, he's right. Right. From my perspective, I work with the Islam channel. I know many Muslims, and my perspective is completely different. But whose perspective, right? From his perspective, all he saw was the Muslim men in his area were doing the terrible things that he saw. From my perspective, I didn't see that. I've never seen that in my life. So from my perspective, the Muslim men aren't the problem. So whose perspective is right in this? And because we all have different lives, we have different experiences in our lives. It's hard to say who's right. And it's the same. Let's see here. I'll do you a quick example of what I mean. Okay.
Let it clear up a
See
little
it
bit.
now.
There we go. Well,
Oh, wait a minute. Come back.
come back. There it was. Put it back in front of you. There you go. Yep.
Okay. Now imagine that's flat. Okay. So you're looking at it from your perspective. If the paper's flat like that. Okay. You understand what I mean?
Yep.
So you see the number on it?
Yep.
Okay. So that number's flat. So from your perspective, what number is that?
9.
Yeah, but from my perspective, it's a 6. So who's right?
You're both right.
That's right. And that's the issue. We can't, in our society, we're told one side is right and one side is wrong. But if you're not looking at it from different perspectives, then who's right and who's wrong? We all have to have our input to have a perspective of our society to come together and work towards airing our grievances and our differences and making something better for everyone, rather than trying forcing everyone into one point of view or one perspective.
Yeah, there are 10 to 15 perspectives on almost anything you could actually talk about ever.
Yeah.
And half of those are actual, and half of those are just opinions.
Right.
Well, it is. This is the thing: where does our opinion come from? And it is, I did it in my last conversation, where it's where everything that we think and everything that we know comes from our schooling, our experiences with our parents, our society that we live in, where we live, the people we interact with. That forms our opinion and our basis of our understanding of the world. Right. But that always comes from somewhere else. It doesn't come from us. We have to decide our perspective on that once we come into contact with it.
Right. So opinion versus fact is a very different thing.
Right.
And we all know that, and which we all should know that. But again, to derive facts takes research, takes time, takes perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's how we get to the facts.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, the problem is that facts, as we've been told, facts can be manipulated. I remember seeing an interview once with. I remember seeing an interview once with what's his name, Bill Gates, and in the background, there was a stack of books in the background, and one of those books was Using Statistics to Lie.
Wow.
I mean, like it's the old school book, learning to speak to people and influence people. That's the old school book too. That's been out there forever. So I mean, again, it's really more about how you derive your facts and how you come to your own definitions of what's going on and what's real. Yeah. Because we all have that too, right? And there's no right or wrong about that per se necessarily.
Yeah.
But again, we all need to come to terms with each other on those things in like a forum that makes sense, right?
Yeah. But I mean, this is the problem: it's increasingly, especially with the media, you only have one side that's being heard, and if you do have the other side that's being heard, they put some lunatic up that is just so off the wall that it damages
it taints the argument. So you're putting someone forward who they're saying, well, this is an expert in this field, but then they come out with something completely ridiculous, and it's just they're made to look ridiculous because that's the way that the argument's being framed. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So let's put this in perspective as to the CDC, shall we?
Do we want to get down that road?
Listen, just briefly, just listen. So
yeah.
I live in Atlanta, where the CDC is based, right?
Yeah.
So nobody says anything about wearing a mask for the first 6 weeks that this whole alleged pandemic is going down, right? Mm-hmm. So then they're like, oh yeah, you should probably wear a mask. Then not long after that, they're like, well, it doesn't really matter. It's not really do anything, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, so, okay, so who's really running this?
Yeah.
We know the government is running the CDC. Like, it's no secret. Mm-hmm. Like, they don't have a clue. They're just puppets. Like, I mean, here we go again with another version of somebody else saying, oh, let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, I don't know. Let's do that. Try this. I mean, come on, really?
Yeah.
I mean, you could go back and look at the footage. It's all there. It's all legit. But it's still
the issue is that people forget, what happened 6 months ago, what happened a year ago, what happened 2 years ago, what happened 10 years ago, what happened 50 years ago.
Exactly.
We're not looking at our history.
Right, and that's the funny thing too, even about global warming too. Like these patterns of global things that have happened with weather have gone on for centuries.
But we've been manipulating the weather since the 40s.
Have seen these weather systems happen. The farmers' almanacs have documented all these weather patterns and systems happening through all these times and periods, but people forget. You know why? Because we're human. We don't think about these kind of things.
Well, look at. Here's the thing I don't know whether you guys saw the reporting on the warm weather here in the UK.
Oh, I did. Yep.
It was insane. Look, it was hot. Don't get me wrong. It was hot for the UK.
Martin has been seeing that.
I mean, Martin, I'm sure you'll attest to this as well, right? It was
right.
hot here.
Well, where's the hottest place in the UK? So
yeah. But this is the thing. The problem is that they're taking temperature records at airports. If you listen to the news reports and the temperature day at Heathrow, listen to the weather reports. At Heathrow was the hottest temperature on record. Heathrow
all that concrete.
All the concrete, all the tarmac, and all the planes shooting out, the exhaust out the back. And they're using these places. It's not like in the weather collection areas that we had in the past, where we didn't have so much industrialization, we didn't have all the roads, we didn't have all the buildings, and they were collecting temperatures around the country at different places. It wasn't in the most built-up areas. When you're collecting, like London is a lot hotter than other places in the UK because it's all concrete jungle. You know what I mean? It's hotter. It's going to be that way.
Chris, and a lot of people don't realise. Anyway, Chris, a lot of people don't realise the hottest place in the UK was it 40.2 for Heathrow, and Coningsby, where I live, basically, was the hottest place in the UK, 40.3. But what a lot of people don't realise is we've got the one of the biggest Air Force bases in Coningsby, and that's why it's because what colour is tarmac? Black, so it's going to emit
absorb the heat
and absorb the heat as well.
Well, this is the thing I've never understood, right? Because I come from Australia, and there was a guy in Australia called Dr. Karl Kruszelnicki, right? And he put forward a proposal when I was a kid, that they should all the bitumen surfaces in the country, all the roads, all the parking lots, all the basketball courts, everything should be covered in solar panels, like walkable or drivable solar panels, because Australia is hot, there's lots of sun, and if you were to convert all the roads in Australia to solar panels, we would never have a problem with electricity ever again. And I mean, it made perfect sense. And there was a group in Canada that produced these roadways, solar panel roadways that could be, rather than having to be drawn on with the lines and things like that, they could be programmed into the LED display that goes into the built into the panels.
Right.
So the technology is there. Why aren't we using it? Because it's not politically expedient to do it. And, you know, it is. It's just obvious that it's the whole money train keeps on going around and around in circles. And it's until such time as we're going to get serious and solve the political issues and the financial issues that we face, which is money driving everything, which is all based around central banking. Until we solve those issues, we're going to keep on having the same issues in this world.
Chris, I've got another question for you.
Absolutely.
You homeschool your children, don't you?
We do.
Yeah. Do you ever worry, and you because you think of everything, and I guess you worry and concerned about everything you do, how every interaction impacts anything and everyone. Do you sometimes worry? My brain says it's limiting, but I'm trying to think not that word. That your social and interaction with your children, that they don't get the school. Let's say kids bully, and they do, and it's always happened. Do you ever worry that because they're not getting that interaction, they're missing out on that aspect of schooling?
The biggest issue that we have. We moved from London out to where we are because we didn't want the kids to go to traditional government school. We moved out here, and there was a school that the children were going to called Summer Hill School, which is called a democratic school. So basically, the children make the rules for the school. So it started out. There's a guy called A.S. Neal who started the school about 100 years ago. I think it was the 100-year anniversary this year. So basically, he was an educator 100 years ago, and back then, if kids were dyslexic or had other learning disabilities, then they were beaten by the teachers. I mean, that was the way that the schooling was. It was, if you fall behind, you're going to get, beaten to catch up. So he thought there has to be a better way. So he went and started this school and took all the problem children, and said, okay, the classes are available to you if you want to go to them, but you don't have to. There was no one forced to do it. So what happened when we first went there? I was asking the other students. I said, "Well, do you always go to class?" And they all went, "Well, yeah. When we first came here, all we did was just play all the time, right? But then you get bored playing all the time. You actually start going to classes, not because you have to, but because you want to." And the thing I've understood in my life, because when I left school so young, I found that I gravitated towards information that intrigued me and interested me, and that way I was self-directed learning. So I went and learnt about the things that if I was reading books, I read every Stephen King book that he ever wrote. When I was a kid, I collected comic books. So it was Garfield and Archie comics and Judge Dredd and Strontium Dog, all that kind of stuff. And when there was subjects or words that I didn't understand, I would go and look them up because I wanted to understand what I was getting involved in. That's why I read about nuclear energy. That's why I read about most of the things in my life. I'm reading scientific papers because it was something took my interest. So with our kids, what we try and do is we involve them in social gatherings. I mean, they go to play groups every week.
Yeah.
They have outside activities. They go to swimming training. My little one goes to gymnastics every week. She just won a competition 2 weeks ago.
That was cool. That was cool.
But I do everything about every decision we make is a concern for us, and I want the best for my children. But what I see as well is that the world is changing so quickly that the school can't keep up with the speed of change in our society. So what is our society going to look like in 10 years when my children go to work? Are the jobs that we do now still going to be there with the speed of our computing? Do we really need to be hands-on as much as we are in our world where we can automate most of it? So what's the world going to look like for my children? So we're trying to sort of future-proof the children by educating them in the things that are the future. Computers and digital technology is a big key to the future. Robotics, understanding different languages. My oldest one's just started learning. She was learning Portuguese. Now she's learning Spanish. She speaks Hungarian. Obviously they speak English because we're English. And my Ariel speaks with an American accent because she watches so much stuff. Obviously it's a concern for me, but we try to future-proof them, and obviously we want our children to go back to that school once all this nonsense is finished over here, because there was a lot of the wokeness is being injected into the schools. you know, and we have children being told that they can choose whatever pronouns they want to be. I mean, that's one of my other concerns, that children are being confused by this kind of social engineering that I don't want them to be confused by. So,
now I've got a good one. I've got a good one for you, Chris. Now
Ultra Maximus,
boys have been naturally brought up just man woman kind of thing. Where you say I try not to go too far because people get offended.
Martin, go ahead.
But like my little boy, literally we've got acquaintances and bits and bobs. Anyway, they choose. They've said they're giving the child the choice to wear it wants and everything, but they've already got a daughter, so it wanted to wear all the dresses and everything, and they call it gender neutral, but they call it gender neutral, but it's always dresses and girls' clothing, and that's not what I would class as gender neutral. It's gender girl. Anyway, so literally pigtails and everything. You, to be honest, you think it's little girl. Anyway, we've said nothing to my little boy, and he was with my wife, and they're all at the park one day. Anyway, naturally, have what I call a wild wee, and my little boy, he was like 4 or 5, whatever at the time. He said, "Why has that little girl got a willy?"
Yeah,
and he's had nothing as in interactions off the internet for like sex or anything, and naturally he's there like, well, I'm questioning what's going on there. So if we're not saying naturally within the world, there's boys, there's girls, and there's hermaphrodites, and you choose what you want to do. I'm not saying you're wrong if you're gay or lesbian or whatever. You love who you want to love. There's no
unless it's children.
Wrong
unless
with
it's
that.
children.
Yep.
Yes, unless it's children. But it's just how everything's got to be a pronoun. Like my wife has issues now because she works at hospital. Is there like when someone's, even the spelling of the name, like to be different. So it's the name has to be all in capitals.
Oh, the capitalized name
is
the capitalized name, and that comes from your birth certificate.
I know, but there'll be higher and lowercase. It's weird, and then or they want to be different, so they spell the name differently. So it's totally spelled, and it doesn't make that name anymore. But that's the way they like to be called. Or now it's not him or her now. It's they or them. And it's like, how are you supposed to cope with that as an adult, let alone a child?
That's the issue.
So why introduce it too young? Because you're going to get children that are confused with what is correct. And we're not saying anything is correct or incorrect. We're just saying, how does a child deal with it? Just do it. Just show them what the world is, as in normally man and woman or whatever, and go from there. And let them learn the confusing bits as they're older.
Look, I've hung out in gay bars a lot of my time. I've got lots of gay friends, trans friends. I mean, I don't cut anybody out of my life. I've traveled the world. I've been lots of places. I accept people for who they are. I don't care. You can be whoever you want to be. You can. What you do in the privacy of your own home is up to you. But don't expect everybody else to accept your lifestyle. You know what I mean? Not everybody understands the gay lifestyle because they've never lived it. So if you don't understand it, you might not accept that that's the way that people want to live. It's how can you possibly understand another lifestyle if you've never lived it? So you're always going to have people that are not going to accept it, and that's fine. But you have to accept that other people aren't going to accept your lifestyle. My 13-year-old girl, Ariel, doesn't wear dresses. She doesn't wear pink. She doesn't like to dress like a girl. She likes to wear jeans. She likes to, and people confuse her with a little boy, right? And that's understandable. She's got a short haircut, so but that's the thing. And I say to her all the time, people are not going to accept, or people are going to misunderstand. And there's times that she gets a bit, but why do girls have to wear pink?
Right.
And our societal expectation of what girls should be and what boys should be I understand that, and this whole thing about what is a woman.
One of your best things you did, Chris, a few videos ago, was about a masculinity. That was an interesting subject.
Toxic masculinity.
Yes. Oh my goodness gracious.
I got a lot of grief for that one.
I bet you did, but it was a great one if you were paying attention.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and blame it on Blur. Right? So girls who like boys, who like boys, who like girls, who like girls, who like boys. There always should be someone you really love. I mean, come on. It's Blur, mate. Mate, good music. And we love it. And nonetheless, it doesn't make a difference but gender. Not wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I did a video about gender blender.
But I do love Blur. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It is. It's one of those things. I mean, look,
on a comedy level.
It's confusing for children. I don't think children need to be confused anymore.
Oh, my tablet
than they need to be.
Yeah.
Big art chemist, brother. What is up? Thanks for being here. All right. Shall we wind this down? We're 2 hours and 4 minutes, 2 hours and 10 minutes. So, Chris.
Yeah, I've got to head off to work soon anyway.
Yes, I realize that.
I know. It's a terrible travesty.
I'm on vacation now. Yay!
You're lucky man. I wish it was me.
Okay. You don't have to stick around if you don't want to stick around, but I want to see Monty. Monty's got a haul, and I think we have a couple more books. So just let me know, or let the public know what you got going on, brother.
Well, I've got another interview today with some crazy guy at the GenerationX Men.
Yes, you do.
That's going to happen later today.
Yep.
I've got an interview coming up with a guy called Randy Kelly in about 2 weeks. Randy's an independent filmmaker. He did a Survivor series on YouTube. An awesome guy, and we're going to have a good chat in the next couple of weeks. Against everyone telling me that I shouldn't be doing it, I'm also going to be doing a couple of crypto videos because crypto is one of my interests. So I'm going to be doing some videos about crypto, basics about crypto, and then other things that are, in that space because I like to talk about things that are happening in the world. And just, I'm keeping an eye on sort of general politics, geopolitics, and that kind of thing. So it's keep an eye out. There's a couple of videos I've got coming up that might just open people's eyes about things. I'm not going to give you any prelim to that. But
excellent.
Dude, interesting times.
Yeah. So everybody in the chat, everybody catch the rewind. Please, all the links are down in the description below. Everybody on the panel tonight, including Chris. I think I posted like 10 links to 10 shows that I really enjoyed. So you can know all about Chris. He's excellent.
I'm crazy.
I guess we're all crazy. We're all crazy. I'm in the boat with you then.
Yeah, I'm crazy. I'm happy to be called crazy, and I'll take the flack for posing questions that we should all be asking. I'll
Chris,
take that. Right.
Thank you so much for tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you all for having me. It's an honor and a privilege to be here.
I love it.
Always.
Love it. And anytime. And I will see you on the Generation X Men tomorrow.
Awesome.
Go to work. I don't want you getting in trouble.
Thank you. Thank you, one and all. Thank you very much for having me here, and have an awesome day, everyone. I love you all.
Absolutely, Chris.
Take care.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Cool. I don't want him getting in trouble. He's already 2 hours late from work.
Sorry.
And I'm gonna have him on at 2:00. So
sorry.
All right, gentlemen. We're gonna rewind. What were you gonna say, Deuce?
Sorry, blur joke was bad. It was funny.
Yeah. Okay. Monty, you had some more stuff you wanted to show.
Yeah, all y'all Swamp Thing people out there, I don't know nothing about these. I don't know nothing about these books. So
Swamp Thing, I love that. I love your smile. You're on camera. That stone statue thing. That's pretty cool. It goes on a tree, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks like it goes on a tree. They make those for trees. You can mount them on trees in your yard and freak people out.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, last week I said something about some Swamp Thing stuff, so I got some Swamp Thing.
You guys ready for Swamp Thing?
Hang on. Say again.
Cool down period. Gentlemen.
Only a
we're
piece ship.
What do we
Just a
got?
minute. Just a minute.
Echo.
There you go. It's gone. There.
Okay.
Yep.
There we go. Are we good now? Where's your picture?
Yeah. I'm right here.
No, I'm Martin.
Oh,
Let's get Martin in there. There we go.
okay.
Get rid of the other one. Sorry, you had two of them up here.
Damn flies.
All right, go ahead. He still has flies going around in
Hell
there.
yeah, I can't catch them, man. They're getting smarter.
Jeff, you had some
Okay.
more books you wanted to show too as well, didn't you?
A couple.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Yeah, ready,
All
ready.
right. This is Swamp Thing number 36. I don't know nothing about that book.
Ooh,
Buy it now.
Swamp Thing 133.
oh, no, look at
I have
that.
that book. I actually have that book.
That's cool.
Swamp
These are one you
Thing.
just
I
got
don't know
recently?
what them. No, I've had these for a long time. I ain't never
Beautiful.
messed with them.
Beautiful.
I have that book.
I have no idea what these all are.
Watch him pull out some fire. Get
Buy
ready, guys. It's coming.
Buy it now.
I can feel it. I can
now.
feel it. He's gonna have a fire book in there. He just waits. He's taunting us right now. He's going light.
Like I
Go
said,
ahead.
I don't know nothing about these Swamp Things.
He doesn't know.
Ooh,
Buy it now.
yeah.
Maybe some people out there in the chat can make comments.
Yeah, buy it now.
Please. That's because they're DC. That's why he's saying he doesn't know nothing about it.
Okay, okay. Buy it now. Buy it now. I don't have that one either. Buy it now. I have dibs.
Ooh,
Buy it now. Buy that one
that
too.
one's great.
Yeah, buy
Oh,
that one too.
That was a nice
That's
one.
it. Buy it now. Buy it now.
Dude, is this one the second one? Third one? I noticed there was a couple there that were first, second, and third
Yeah, what? First, second, third, what?
series.
I have no idea.
There's Alan Moore written run
Buy it
too.
now.
So
Buy it now. I
yeah.
don't know. That's DC later. Yeah, that's that one.
There you go, Joe.
Buy it now. Later too. Also.
Yeah.
Buy
You
it.
see that? That's nice. Nice. Monty, you don't like DC. Just send it me and Deuce's way. There's
That's a
classic.
big one. That's a big one.
Buy it now.
Constantine.
Big boy book right there, buddy.
Yeah, Constantine.
Buy it now.
You got Constantine in that book.
Yep.
First
Buy it now.
Constantine in that book, Monty, on the way back.
The yellow one.
That yellow one, brother.
Who's
That-
Constantine?
You know.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. Buy it now. First
Yeah.
it is. Give it
That's
another
first
man.
Constantine. That's a really good one, bud. That's a good book.
Really, really. I need it so bad.
You never seen the Constantine movie, Monty?
Why you gonna tease me?
Okay.
With
Constantine.
Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, I didn't know that was.
Yep.
Buy that one too. That's Bernie Wrightson.
Bernie Wrightson. I was noticing the covers as well.
I'll buy that one too. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll buy that too. Yep. Bought, sold, paid for. Yeah, I'll take it.
Beautiful.
Sold. I think I have that issue, but still sold. I'll take it.
Nice.
So I definitely that. I'll
God,
take
how many did you get here? How many do you have in your collection?
Quite a few.
A whole
Oh,
short box. It looks
I
like.
thought you didn't like DC. What's
He doesn't
wrong
like
with
DC.
you? Are you ill? Are you ill?
He's gonna shoot those to me, and
No.
then we'll talk about price. I'm just saying.
These were
Because
bought in
Monty
a
doesn't
collection.
sell. Monty doesn't sell, but we'll trade for something. We'll figure it out. It'll work out. It's cool. It doesn't sell,
Yeah,
but we'll work it out.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that's another go right there.
They were all in a collection that I bought, and
Nice.
it was
You got no
all-
business buying DC, man. What the hell? Just transfer it over to G-Man. What are you doing?
It's
all I got to say, there's a Vertigo.
Oh, that's a cool Vertigo book. Yeah, I'll take that
all
all
I got
day.
to say is, I think we're growing on you, aren't we?
No.
Yeah, we're definitely.
Yeah.
We're probably,
You said no.
because he will
right away.
definitely sit on these books for eternity.
I love it.
Oh man, get out of here, man! You've got some great. Get out of here! You don't even care about these books, man.
That's
Wow.
They keep my other books. They keep my other books warm at night.
Oh, stop! You're just
Wow.
rubbing it in now, man. You're just rubbing it in. So
Very
wrong.
funny.
That's all V2.
There we go.
Well, yeah.
Thank you, Christina. I appreciate it. Christina, you're now a moderator for my channel. Thank you.
See, with the pink and the green, really,
Look at that
man?
thing.
Come on, man.
Put that one back up. Yeah, that
Come
one.
on, bro.
Look at this. It just
I
popped.
know.
Look at
Again,
that.
I know. He's just tormenting us now, man. He's just
Of course he
literally
is.
tormenting.
That's exactly
It's
what he's
torment.
doing. It's beautiful.
It's torment. That's all it is.
Beautiful. All you Swamp Thing fans out here, look at this. Oh my goodness.
He needs books to fill up his barn, you know. So
Look, I will send you garbage.
Exactly, buddy.
I will send you garbage to lay your barn. Send me that shit. I'm just.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go real quick.
You're good, buddy.
No, stop. You're just so
There's
wrong.
another good one.
No, he needs installation for the barn, you know.
Come on.
Excellent cover.
Come on. Yeah, that's right. Then again.
Yeah, I think it's starting the Alan Moore run now that he pulled out. Yeah, that's the Alan Moore run.
Alan Moore.
Has been.
That is Alan Moore. You're right,
Has
Jeff.
been out for a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's gone back. He's gone like he started with the newer, crappier. Now he's gone back to the good stuff.
Yeah.
I know. Don't even get me started.
Appreciate
So
it.
wrong.
Love it. Thank you, sweetheart.
I have that
We're
issue.
gonna have you on the show sometime, Christina, when you got time. Wow, buddy.
Yeah.
Yep. FYI. Yeah,
I don't have.
That's not a Swamp Thing book.
You got all that.
No,
That ain't a Swamp Thing book.
That's a good cover, though.
All to you, buddy.
Superman. Okay.
All you.
Of course. I'll take it.
How many copies of that? Like 4?
4
5?
of those. Yeah, he's 4 of them so far. Oh, there we go. Nice.
Okay, yeah, dude. Come on, Monty. You're just teasing us now. Okay. Come on. So wrong.
Very cool, brother.
Yeah,
I'm still confused seeing these DC books.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, what?
Do you need a new prescription and you can't see that it's a DC
book? Stop meds. I'm just saying. He bought DC books and didn't know what the hell was happening.
No, they came with a bunch of other Marvel books, and they were all buy them all or none.
What were the Marvel books? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, I have no idea. I think a whole run of X-Men.
Wow.
I've got almost. See, this is something I don't even know what these are.
What? Come on. You don't know
I don't.
Zatanna?
No.
Dude,
That was
really?
Zatanna, wasn't it, guys?
Yeah.
Did I see that right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's a popular character as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so Monty, you will not sell me these books. Okay, you will trade me for something.
We might work out a deal on trading.
Yeah, if you got Marvel Golden Age books, then he'll take it. Yeah, then he'll get trade you, but trade you the box.
We got a bunch of. Oh, I know. I've heard of this one.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Beautiful. Doc Savage, I love it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They
Got any
just go.
Dr. Fate in there?
Any what?
Fate? Dr. Fate?
No.
But not a big
Any
Dr.
Spectre? Any Dead Man?
Yeah,
I got
that too.
some kind of weird. I don't know what these are either.
What was that?
What up?
Showcase. It's a showcase?
Those
No,
are
that's okay.
Blood Syndicate.
Man, I can barely see it. That red is like
Oh,
glowing.
here.
those are not all that.
Oh, Blood Syndicate. Why is this
Yeah.
sound from? Why is
Those
that?
Yeah, well, I think that's all the Swamp Thing in this box.
Wow.
Okay, so we'll talk about that coming up, like as you ship to me.
That's cool.
No, you won't. No, you won't. You don't want to. What is this? Wait. Oh, I like that. That's a G-Man book all day long. Yeah, all day long. You
Yeah,
don't want those.
I don't know. There's a bunch of them, like I said.
Nice, buddy.
But that's some of them.
Cool.
And I can't even remember the ones you told me that were good.
That yellow. Okay, wait. No, let's make sure that he puts that away.
Yeah.
Grab that Swamp Thing with the yellow cover.
Yeah.
Go. Come on.
I don't even know where that's at.
That was the first Constantine. You write it down on the back of the
Yeah.
blue tape. Whatever you do, don't let that one out of your sight.
Okay, I'll have to look for it.
I'll send it here.
Yeah.
I'll look for it. Like I
Look at
said,
that stack. There it goes, dudes.
these things have been in there forever. I got another short box full of Swamp Thing in there too.
I'll be surprised to see what's in the other one.
Then I got a long box full of Batman that I ain't never messed with.
Wow. Of course.
Of course. You need something to fill that barn up. So.
All right. Anyway, that's my book.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jeff.
Yeah, I got some new books. I got this new Vampy Year One. Actually,
Okay.
decent story. Christopher Caprice. I always call it Caprice, but it's Christopher Priest wrote it. Caprice. Yeah, but good story. So I've been enjoying it. And then this is a G-Man one that you would enjoy, and it's from Incendium.
I think I ordered that actually. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
You'll see the price and you'll be surprised at it. But it's decent paper quality, but it's $6.66.
No, you know it makes me irritated. Oh, I love it. 666. That's great.
Yeah.
Talking about the
Yep.
pun of the number. But
Yep.
here's funny. Here's what irritates me. Just recently,
But
Of
it's a
course.
thicker book too, so you're paying for more material.
they revamped Spider-Man again. The
Mhm.
new Spider-Man is $9.99 a copy. What the hell is going on? And there's like 6 different covers.
Mm-hmm.
Like really? $9.99.
Yep. Then I got the Perillo Year One.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
That's $9.99. It's number 900.
That's why.
Yeah, it's
That's why.
anniversary.
That's the main reason
They have
why it's
six-
$9.99.
I think they have like 4 or 5 different covers for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Year
Yeah.
One
I ordered that. I ordered that one
Perillo
too.
cover. But this is the final cutoff. UV.
We got that one too. I ordered that one too. Yep.
Yeah, the UV ink one. So, and then got the Lady Death covers.
Sweet.
Boy, your
Reader copy and
thing
butt copy.
your thing keeps coming back on the chat. Whoever that love chat, whatever it is.
It's
I keep deleting them. I keep blocking them too for you. But
I keep on automatic hide everything.
well, I try not to hide it. I just block it or report it.
I've been doing too.
Yeah.
We have a lot of porn.
A lot of bots. Yeah, a lot of Russian bots. And then these came from Jim. Oh,
By
not
the
Jim.
way, your
These came
camera
from Tim.
quality tonight, beautiful.
Yeah. These
You
came from
come-
Tim.
Oh, is that from
Yeah.
Jim?
No, Tim.
Tim. How's
Yeah.
he doing? How is that going? How is it coming along?
It's coming along. Yeah, he's doing it. He's actually pricing everything now. So he is almost open. August 1st is soft opening. I am. I'm gonna see him tomorrow. I gotta drop off a bunch of books from Steve to him. So yeah, I'll see him tomorrow.
Very cool.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Here's Kyle Waka. Hey, Kyle.
Yep. And
Hey,
then,
Kyle. How you doing, Kyle?
What? Okay. What's special about that book?
Jim Valiant covers from
That's-
1988.
Gotcha.
Yep. Then this is the guy that is working on this one.
Gotcha.
So,
Yep.
So
Yep.
just compared to art, it's different.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
It's
You can
way
see how-
different.
Yeah, you can see how different it is.
Yeah. From 88 to now, you know what I mean? So, yeah. And then another one.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have that one.
Yeah, it was in the collection that he bought, and I helped him out a little bit, so he gave me a couple books.
Very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. Heck yeah.
Yep.
Classic.
Yep. And then the other big one, I'm gonna show again.
All
Yeah.
good, brother.
Yeah. Yep. Gonna be sleeping with this thing
upgrade
tonight.
now, right?
Yeah, upgrade from 4.5 to 7.0.
Beautiful. But you traded now 2 comics for that. What'd you trade?
Yeah, I traded a Spider Gwen and I'm at 4.5.
Okay. Spider Gwen, what grade?
9.8.
Signature?
No,
Wasn't signature, just a regular 9.8.
regular 9.8, and I won that book, so I had no hand. No.
That's a bonus. Through and
Yeah.
through. Bonus. Okay.
That's it.
Gentlemen, where did
I'm gonna-
go?
He said he was having technical difficulties, so it's
See,
probably
I had problems with my camera. It
Yeah,
started
you were going
off.
off and on like crazy. I was waiting for you. You kept on coming in and out. I had to keep loading you back up.
Yeah, I went ahead and
That's not
rebooted
right.
and it took care of it.
Mike. Now, Martin, I have to tell you something, buddy. Show that book again because it caught my eye.
I'm gonna show these books again because obviously we've got different
Absolutely,
people
because I
on now.
bought that entire set plus the Virgin cover of that. That's really cool, dude.
The Afghan.
Deuce, you're not backstage, buddy. I don't see you at all back there. That's Martin.
And Alexander just come through and said, "Can I have this, Daddy?" I said, "Of course you can."
Come back in, Deuce.
And the piece de resistance is that one.
That excellent. Congratulations.
And I've noticed the backboard that was on it, and notice how I say it was. It wasn't very good, so I think it got a bit of colour rub on the back
Yep.
and caused a bit near the staple.
Believe
So,
it.
if you remember me saying to you privately the other week, it doesn't look. It looks like it needs a press. Actually, it's not as bad as what I thought,
Good.
and it's double boarded. It's double boarded in this now.
Just so you
So,
know, just so
that-
you know, it's weird that you're showing this book because I was going through about 26 long boxes earlier that are totally in erratic condition. I mean, unorganized, and I came across that book.
You found it.
Yes, I found
What?
it. That book there that you got in your hand.
You found what? Just what that you bought or that you already have?
Got it, and I put it in the box. See, I have 26 boxes yet that need to be organized. I don't have them organized. There's Silver Age in there.
And you-
Bronze Age in there.
You had
And
the
that-
one that I've been looking for.
Yes, I have.
Don't tell me you got the other one. Have you got the other one?
No, I don't. I didn't see it.
Ah,
Not yet.
If I
He's
did,
not
you'd
seen
get
it
it. You'd get it. I'd send it right to you. But no,
I've got the issue number 1 of that's been signed. In fact, I got 2 issues. Number 1 they're signed. I don't know
You're
who they're
killing
signed by.
Martin.
Me and Hoodad ordered them at the same time. I got 3 issue number 1s and 2 of them are signed.
Damn.
And who
It's the-
drew that?
that's Ramos. That is.
No, it's somebody else did a special cover of number 1.
The other one I can't remember. He did. The other ratio is 1 in 50, and
Right.
I can't remember it without looking who it was.
There were like 25 covers of that.
Well, I think it was Scotty. I can't remember.
Scotty Young.
Scotty Young, I think.
Scotty Young and Ramos. Well, Scotty Young's story. He's done his variants, which we've got both of them.
Right. Well, talking about
And,
that, well, if you guys seen the I'm kind of excited about it. I'm going to actually try it out for a month and see if it's any good. I just noticed that are. What's the price guide book that we always use, Deuce or Monty?
Overstreet.
Overstreet. I got it right.
Overstreet. Yep, Overstreet. I ordered an Overstreet as well. I always ordered one every year. I ordered a horror cover. We had a horror cover this year. There's like 4 different ones. And I just noticed, and I'm going to try them. There you go. There's the big one. See, the big ones are awesome because you can see it. The print is a lot bigger. So, yeah, I love that book. It's a great book. It's not like, don't get me wrong. It's not like an actual price guide, but it gives you a good general rule. There we go. There you go, Monty.
Yeah, I've got the last probably 15 years of these are still in plastic, never opened.
But here's the thing. That company just released their new app.
Yep.
For just like a Cover Price.
Yep.
So they just released their own computer service. It's a service. So you can pay $9 a month. It's $1 more than Cover Price. But the cool thing I noticed with all the special features that they have for the price you're paying, because I already pay $8 a month for Cover Price alone. But there's a lot of stuff that's missing out of Cover Price that I don't like that Over the Street has.
Well, if you paid the year one, you get more stuff unlocked too. You know that, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. Yep. But one thing I've always been a bad boy of the old Overstreet. So yeah, I use them as the catalog as well, just like Monty does. You go in there and yellow highlight what you got in your collection. That's done. That one's done.
I wanted to show this a little closer if I got time.
Go ahead, buddy.
This is what it looks like.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's sweet.
That's cool. Very nice.
Oh, that's way cool.
These are fabric clothes too. They got the actual fabric on.
Right.
Cool.
So,
like the old Migos.
Yep, like the old Migos. Yep.
That's the famous cover editions. I've got a lot of these.
That's cool.
That's the latest one I picked up.
All right. Martin, Jeff, Deuce, you got anything coming up? Anything you doing?
Still working on
do
that
a video for what I've got.
Yeah, and still working on my Vampy one. So,
Martin, what'd you say?
I've got my stuff. I'm going to do a video for my collection there, and then obviously you've seen some of my holiday stuff. I'm going to do some more holiday stuff.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Wow. Yeah, I did. Get to the comments here.
We went and hung out with T-Pain today for a good 5-6 hours.
Yeah, that was a cool one, Arsenio. Yes, it was. I'm in collection recently and Over the Street from the 80s. Oh, cool. Very cool. Yeah, it's like a given. We grew up on that book. I did.
Yeah,
and I loved it. I loved that book. I always buy one every year.
I think I'm missing one issue of the Overstreets and they come out since it's been.
I mean, that started the whole collection of passion, advertising. And I remember using Overstreet when I used to order comic books through the mail, through a little mail flyer. You had to send a stamp and send it in and send a money order and all that stuff back then. Snail mail. Get it 3 months later. All right. We're going to call it. We are almost 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Thank you, gentlemen. Give me one moment. And big thank you to you, to the community. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Hope you got to relax a little bit. I know it got heated at moments. I love you, Lady Fantastic. You were fantastic. Thank you as always. And we are boom. And don't forget to check us out on the Generation X Men tomorrow, or check me out at Generation X Men tomorrow at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific. One day I'm going to have the times right, but that's about general rule. Every Sunday at 2 o'clock on the Generation X Men, me and John Hoffman, we do that show together. And tomorrow we will have Chris on during the day. He's a Generation X-Men, just like I am, and some of the guys on this crew. So without further ado, I want to say thank you and look out for maybe some prize videos I'm going to do during the week next week, because I'm on vacation for about 10 days. And next week we have Bueller. So we'll probably do a couple surprise live streams. He'll be staying with me for about a week, and it's going to be very enjoyable. I've been looking forward to having a visit with my buddy. I've known him for years. You guys rock. Thank you, everybody. Chris, thank you so much for tonight. You were wonderful as always. We'll have you back again, maybe another 3 months from now. Stay in touch. And without further ado, peace, love, blessed be, all that good stuff. See you next Saturday on the Nerdy Collective and the Generation X-Men. Peace.